Hello there. Welcome to my stream. I am Nick, and I will be your GM for the night. And tonight we are going to be continuing with session 4 of What Lurks in Creek Hollow. And before I start, I need to drink because someone already redeemed hydrate. Getting an early start on the liquid flow. I should not have said liquid flow. That sounds so off. But yes, with me are my 4 fabulous players who may or may not be facing some moral quandaries about their future actions. Now, that is not ominous at all. All right, so before we get started, let's do a brief recap. So, yes, 2 nights in a row, Commander Mittens. I am at the mercy of my players' scheduled votes. They vote 2 nights in a row, I do 2 nights in a row. I am nothing but a toy for them to pass around.
I'm here on both nights.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you were at both nights.
Alright, so, last we left off, our main characters receive a number of revelations. Chief among them is for Cyrus, who discovered that he actually had an uncle that at some point in the past died, along with his grandparents, and he learned that... Oh, am I back? Hello? Can anyone hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, you're back.
Am I back?
Yes, back. Yeah.
Haha!
But you're delayed.
I have returned. Okay, so, is it safe? Let's give it 5 seconds.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, it's fine. So, yes, Cyrus discovered that stuff, and discovered that, so just brush it casually aside. And our 2 brothers, the Rodriguez, one of them decided to blatantly disobey his mother and take the contract offered to him by Jack Ferrier. And eventually, they were brought before Jack Ferrier in order to discuss whether they will sign the contract or not. And they decided not to. And they were left to their own devices. Meanwhile, Saf worked through the grief that they had towards the death of their best friend, Jordan, and are comforted by Paula, one of their friends from high school, and they basically spend the entire day doing what amounts to a slice of life anime while horrible and dramatic tension-filled stuff happened to literally everyone else.
I'm the B plot.
Yep.
The side quest.
And so Cyrus eventually chose to go to the household of the Bormans in order to talk to Donald about some stuff, about secrets. But when he's there, he did not meet Donald. Instead, he is met with by Lisa, who told him that before sunset the next day, he must take Dustin to a location called the Myers Place, which is an abandoned factory behind Pillant and Moore. And to aid him in this task, she gave him a small plastic bag with what seems to be sleeping pill inside and a gun that used to belong to Cyrus's friend James that Lisa apparently stole from the sheriff's station and now gave to Cyrus, who took it. And as they left, they stumbled upon the Rodriguez and his 2 friends, Piper and Vince, and they leave. All the while, Lisa watches them from the Borman Manor window, where behind the curtains lies the dead body of Donald Borman. And so, it is in this manner that we begin session 4. Actually, I need to begin session 4 officially with another hydrate. All right, so just before we officially start, Cyrus, I'm guessing you're going to read through the book that Lisa gave you, right, during the night.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not gonna go over what you read, and we will have the understanding that you already read through the book, but we're gonna jump to the next day first, just to keep the timeline in check.
Okay.
Yeah, and so for today, we are going to start off with Dustin. You are asleep in your room, shifting as if disturbed, your eyes behind your eyelid rolling erratically as if a dream, because that is what you're having right now. You stand at the side of the road that you recognize as Creek Hollow, but it is not a neighborhood that you are familiar with, and yet there is something in the back of your mind that seems extremely familiar. Something about this street in particular triggers a sense of nostalgia within you. The sky is orange, the light of sunset creeping down the horizon. And you look all around you, you can see the uniformed suburban houses stretching by the sidewalks. And across from you is one such suburban household, no different than the others. And yet, it seems familiar. And there you stand. Dustin, what do you do? Oh, I gotta drink again. I got out in full force. Okay, well, yes, Dustin, what do you do?
I shout, hello? Hello?
Hello, hello, hello.
Anyone?
Your voice echoes, anyone, anyone. It just echoes out as if you are in an enclosed space, but you're not. And there is no response.
I shout louder, hello? This time to the back and to the front.
Yeah. You turn behind you is an empty property lot, overgrown with trees and fenced by white picket fences. Nothing. You are alone. And even then, as you look around, your eyes are drawn back towards the house across the road from you, this empty street, this house. Something about it is familiar. You don't know what.
I walk toward the house.
You take one step off of the sidewalk onto the street itself and begin to walk. Each step echoing out in this deathly silent neighborhood. But as you do, it almost seems like no matter how much you walk, it doesn't seem like you are gaining any distance towards it. You know that moment in a film where they want to do like a scary thing in the background, they do like the perspective stretch.
Yeah,
It's
like a treadmill.
yeah, it feels like that. It doesn't seem like you are getting closer as you just keep walking, and it is like the other side of the street stretches on forever.
I scream, hello?
Again, it echoes, but the house
It-
is moving away. You can see, you don't know when it happens, but it seems like the gaps in between the house is stretching and stretching until only that single house is in front of you, looming ever larger, and yet you are not getting any closer.
I pant and I scream to the house. What are you? What are you?
And as you do that, you scream, your voice echoes, and it echoes back towards you, and you continue running. You feel your lungs burning, and then your leg tripped against a loose cobble on this road, and you went sprawling onto the ground, and you slam down onto the hard road, coughing, and you like push yourself and try to gather your bearings, and you look in front of you, and again, the house looms over you. What are you feeling right now? What's going through Dustin's head at this moment?
Exhausted, scared, and unsure what's happening.
And with that,
Panting at the same time.
yep, and with that in your head, you slowly begin to sort of like push yourself up to your feet, and then all of a sudden, you feel something grab onto your shoulder. And you had a brief second to glance down as a jolt goes through your body to see a almost withered skeletal humanoid hand before you shoot awake up in your bed, panting and gasping and looking around frantically, and you realize that you are not out on the street. You are in your own bed, soaked through with sweat, in the dark of your bedroom.
No. No. No.
And you know what? Just for this, I would like you to make a grit check for me. Roll a 12 or higher.
Oh, wow.
First row of the
Come
day.
on, Dustin.
You can do it, Dustin. I believe in you.
Do I have a modifier for that?
No.
Alright.
Okay, you're... Okay, I mean, the good news is you get an adversity token. The bad news is you failed.
Oh,
Any more than adversity?
Yeah. And
Token.
as it does, you feel this sharp pain in your head, like a migraine building in your head, and the image in your head of your dream is already trickling away like an after image, a phantom residual left behind. Just an imprint. You can barely remember what you saw in your dream at this point as you pant and sort of put yourself back together. And you sort of like look around. You look to the clock on your bedside table. It is already 5 a.m. in the morning. What do you do?
Ow! Migraine? I'm too young for this.
is that better?
Nah, I mean,
So sorry, I gotta say that. I have to say that. Okay, and then yeah, as the dream started to fade away, I said, "No, no, no! Don't go, don't go." I tried to grab a pen.
mm-hmm.
I sketch.
Oh, okay.
Did I make anything?
Yeah, make a
Oh.
brain check. I will say this one will be an 8.
Oh dear.
Are you smart? You should be smart. You're good at math, right?
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah, you're
Right?
a genius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, smart.
Wait, hit have a modifier to the brain, right?
No, brain and grit is for adults. Children is charm and
Oh, charm, yeah.
one more flight, charm and flight. Oh,
Did I get it?
not
I
bad.
Got it.
Yes.
Get it. Yes.
Okay. So
That's
yeah,
enough.
as it sort of fades, you instantly grab a pen and you instantly sketch down. It is a very, very rough sketch, but you are able to capture most of the details. And before you is that house that you saw in your head. You see this double-story house with its white paint job. It's 3 steps that leads to the front porch with sort of like a swing hanging from the left side of the porch. The windows with its pink curtains pulled back. And yeah, it is a pretty accurate likeness based on what you remember from your dream. You have a picture of it.
Is this house any bigger than my house?
I'll say it's roughly the same size as yours, though. Of course, the architecture is a bit different. Probably a different neighborhood.
But it looks like Creek Hollow.
Yes, it is Creek Hollow.
God, am I in the upside down?
I don't know what that is.
Okay. I slapped myself in the cheek to double confirm I'm still back from the dream.
Yeah, you slap yourself. Ow! Your face turns red and it stings from the pain. You are awake.
Okay. Well, that was weird. 5 a.m. I still want to sleep back. It's still early, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, technically, it is still very early.
Okay. I go take a pee and go to sleep.
Okay. just like, just
I
like,
don't know what is the good time. I don't know.
I mean, fair enough. That is a very 10-year-old thing to do. And you're just like, I have a horrifying, weird dream. I'm just gonna go to sleep again.
No, you chanting kan, then you go to sleep.
Yeah, and you don't think, okay, I have gotten everything out. And go back to sleep.
Yeah.
All right. And with that, we're going to go to Cyrus. You wake up the next morning, the usual time that you wake up, usually for school. So I'll say that is about like 7 o'clock. And you wake up, your head still reeling from the information that you got from the book. You do your usual preparations for the day. I'm guessing, are you bringing the journal with you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You take the book with you inside your, I guess, your sling bag or something. You don't really have school books, so you just have a sling bag with barely anything in it.
Yes.
And-
And the gun in it. And the drug.
Yeah, and the gun and the drug. Cannot forget those two things. See?
It's just Breaking Bad. But you
Not
Breaking
even,
Bad.
not even pencil.
Heisenberg.
This
Straight up gun.
This is a PSA for high school students. Never leave your house without your drugs and your gun.
Oh shit! Oh man.
The PTA is gonna have a meeting about this.
Yeah, that was satire. Do not sue me. But yes, you step out.
That was just a joke.
Yep. You step out of your room and sort of like about to head down the stairs, and then you hear muffled voices coming from downstairs in the direction of the kitchen. And you gather it is just, even though the voice is muffled and you don't really hear the words being spoken, you recognize those voices to be your parents, and they seem to be in a sort of almost like a heated discussion. Not really. It doesn't have the usual sound of arguing, but there is something heated going on right now.
Huh. Do I need this in the morning? Why not? I'm just gonna.
You have a gun.
No. I don't like what you're doing.
Mom, Dad, enough. No
Stop.
arguing.
No. I guess I'll lean in closer to just get, hear what they're arguing about. Not arguing, but what they're talking about.
All right. I will say this will be a. Let's make this a flight check. It'll be a low DC, like a 5.
A flight. Wait, that's a fight. Sorry.
Flight.
Never mind.
FLIGHT.
How do I roll this?
Just click on the button.
Doesn't work.
That probably doesn't help. How do you roll this? Click a button.
Wait a minute.
Like the
The one
word
on the
You can just
side.
side.
click the,
Yeah.
yeah, the one on the side.
And
Next to
then
your
It
number.
will show up
just
as a mod. Yeah, and then it will show up a
Oh.
modifier, and then
Yeah.
close modifier.
Yep.
Oh, man, there's so many modifiers right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Oh,
Okay, so you get an adversity token.
wait, do I make it? How far am I?
5.
I'm gonna spend 2 adversity tokens.
Oh,
I have
okay.
those.
Okay.
I felt
You
sometime.
want to escape so bad, man.
All right.
I don't want this in the morning.
Okay, so you sort of like creep in, and then get closer towards the stair. I would say that the entryway towards the kitchen room is the open doorway to the side of, right at the front of the staircase. You know, you head down the staircase a couple of steps, and then to your left is the doorway into the kitchen area. As you get close, you can hear the voices, sort of like the muffled tone begins to clarify, and you begin to hear the voices, and you hear your mom going, I don't understand. I thought we were supposed to keep it secret, to keep them safe. And then you hear your father's voice goes, I know, but he found out on his own. I don't know how. And I can't just lie to him. He's just gonna find it out another way, and a more dangerous way. And then you hear your mom goes, what are we going to do? It's like, we've tried so hard to keep this a secret from him, to try to keep him safe. But now, are you like, what are we going to do now? Is what happened to him going to happen to? And then your dad goes, no, don't worry. Cyrus is different. He can take care of himself. And then there is sort of like a long pause, and then you hear your mom go, should we call them? And then your dad instantly answers, no. I know they helped us out once. We cannot trust them to do so again. We'll handle this our own way. All right, just stay strong. And then the voice fade away, and then you hear sort of like movement in the kitchen. What do you do?
I'm gonna head out.
Oh, you're just gonna
Run before they yeah. No confrontation at all. I'm gonna head out.
you run as you open the door. You hear your mom go, Cyrus, boom, and you just jog out of your house. But yeah, what is going through Cyrus' head as he just runs away from his problems?
I mean, at this point, he thought he's the weirdo, but apparently his entire family is weirdos. And oh man, there's so much thing going on Cyrus' head right now.
All right.
His family, his ancestry, his bloodline, and then he's gonna kidnap his best friend, the dad of his best friend. He have a gun that is illegal. Too many things.
Test. That's out of evidence, by the way. That is a
Yeah.
felony. That's an additional felony.
Yep.
It is stolen from a freaking police station. I don't know.
It's theft, and on top of that is carrying a firearm.
Yeah.
Wow. Ooh.
Cyrus is
Oh yeah.
Cyrus
I
is a
had open carry.
you're a walking rap sheet right now.
Yeah, dude. If I got spot check right now, I'm dead.
Yeah.
I'm behind bars.
Literally. Like,
Alright. And with that, we are going to jump to Saf. After spending a relatively cheerful night last night, you wake up feeling much better than you had this entire week, and you got into your groove, I will say, and sort of like leave the house in high spirits and sort of like jog your way to your high school as is your usual routine. And as you do, what is going through Saf's head in this new day after what happened after your little hangout session last night?
I think the words of Paula's dad are ringing in my head, and I want to go kacau her some more. So, in my head, I want to perhaps, if there is time, would you say that Paula goes to school like early or like
Yeah,
later?
yeah. She used to go to school early, like before this week happened. She used to hang out around like sort of like the volleyball area with the rest of her team. But
Yeah.
you have heard from some of the others that ever since what happened on Monday, she hasn't been around that early as frequently.
Okay, so then I think that if there is time before going there, I'm gonna probably jog over to her house to like pick her up today.
I know you're not gonna be in school. I'm gonna hunt you down at home.
Ho 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 ho. Maybe catch a glimpse of your mother. Haha. Hee hee hoo hee.
Wow. Okay, fair enough. You sort of like jog to her. Did I ever establish where they live?
10 residents, and also it's still the day map. It's still the night map.
Oh,
Is this supposed to be
oh
day
my god,
now?
thank you for reminding me. I always forget to change. All right, there we go. We're in the day map.
Yippee! Day map! I've been waiting for like the past 20 minutes. Let's see.
Whoops.
I don't know. I realized it, and I just doesn't want to say a thing.
Oh, I see
Oh.
how it is.
Yeah,
I
I want
was
to see how long until Nick realizes it.
Yeah.
My players are all
Very
against me.
reminded him.
31 minutes, that's a record.
Oh, it's yeah. Chen Resident is just 2 streets down. It's easy enough for you to
Yeah,
just
she's
jog.
not that far away from me.
Yeah, you just jog your way towards her house, and yeah, it is again. This is sort of like the more of the middle class neighborhood, and so the house is sort of like, you know, the typical terrace house, white suburban, picket fence and front lawns and front porch, that kind of deal.
Ow.
Yep. Yeah, you jog up to the house. You can see like one car parked in front of the garage. And yeah, it's a quaint little house. What do you do?
Oh, nice. I'm just gonna go up to the front door, do a little knock. I'm like, knock, 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 and then I just stand there with my hands holding my backpack straps, looking like I'm very innocent, just like here.
You knock, and then after you wait for a bit, and then after a moment, you hear footsteps coming in from one side of the house, and then the door opens. Yes, and you see an older woman that you gather is probably Paula's mom, opening the door. Yes, can I help you?
Hi, this is Jen. I'm Paula's friend. Saf, I'm here to pick her up
Oh.
to go to school.
Oh, Saf. Yes, of course. Paula's told us a lot about you. Paula, your friend's here to pick you up. And then you instantly hear there was a pause, and then. What are you doing here? She stands at the bottom of the stairs with her. So you can see her hair is a bit like tousled, as if she's like in the midst of preparation. Then you arrived, and then you just pulled her out of her routine.
Hi, Paula. I'm here to pick you up for school. But if you're not ready yet, you can just have a little, breakfast time with your mom while waiting for you.
No, we're
That's
ready.
fine.
I'm ready. She sort of like reaches out and pulls her head into a very messy ponytail and goes and walk and just like power walk towards the front door. And then you can see her mom is like, "Oh, but I just made breakfast. It's okay. I'll eat on the way." And then she push her way out of the doorway, sort of like hook your hand and pull you away from the house.
Whoa! Okay. Just wanted to be friendly with your mom because I met your dad, and it was fun. Just wondering,
Right, as if you don't have any ulterior motives. She just lets you go at this point.
No, I don't. Why would you ever think that? I value your privacy and everything that you share with me so much. And I would never want to do anything that you would not approve of.
That is such a bold-faced lie. I'm not gonna make you roll for anything.
I'm not trying. I'm
Yeah,
not
I know.
trying to lie.
Yeah, I know. I just want to say that because it's funny. But yeah, she sides eye you and goes and sort of rolls her eyes a bit and goes whatever, and begins to start walking. And she like looks you over. Did you jog here?
Why? Is the post workout glow like really emanating on me?
No. And she continues walking.
Okay, weirdo. And then I think I like go up like really close to her face, and then I like take 2 sniffs. And I'm
She
like,
sort of leans back and frowns. What are you doing?
"Did you brush your teeth?"
She gives you the what the fuck. Of course I did. Why would you ask that? Why would anyone ask that question? Do you not brush your teeth?
I just like I just stare into her eyes, and I'm like,
Stare into her arse?
eyes.
Okay, I was like, whoa. Okay.
Whoa,
That
no,
got
oh my
way too
god,
fast.
no.
We skipped a few steps there.
No.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm staring into her eyes, and I'm not saying anything. Just like a long pause, and I'm just like, no reason, and then I keep walking.
Who's the weirdo now? And she just walks up next to you as the two of you stroll your way towards another day in Creek Hollow High. And with that, we are going to go to the elder of the Rodriguez brother. You wake up, go through your normal routine of collecting your plop supplies. And as you do so, you hear movement downstairs in your house. Your mom, in a rare moment, is actually home.
Oh, mother's home. Is there any irregularities? I'm
In
gonna
her
go down
footsteps.
immediately.
No.
Is it just one footstep?
Yeah, just one footsteps. It's like it sounds like her usual footsteps of like, walking around in the kitchen preparing stuff.
Ah.
And
I'll immediately come up from the attic. Sorry, not attic, the basement.
all right. As you, I will allow Dustin for you to place yourself. Where would you be at this moment in the day?
What time is it?
I'll say
What day was it again?
yeah, today's Thursday.
The day. I would have just finished brushing my teeth and come down.
Okay,
Like
so
right after Myth.
all right. So as Smith, you're walking towards the kitchen. You are met up with your brother, and the two of you enter the kitchen, and you see your mom has sort of like prepared some breakfast for the two of you and laid out. Oh, good morning, boys. Here you go. I had a shorter shift tonight, so I was able to be home earlier today.
I run past Maeve and go hug my mother.
Oh,
Yeah, from the back.
oh, what brought this on?
No
And-
reason. No reason. Just want to hug her.
Okay. And she sort of like looks at you, Miff. You know that look that parents get when their kids are overly affectionate because they want something? That is kind of the look that she has in her eyes. But she sort of like
I'm gonna
just...
shoot her. I am just as confused as you are. Face.
Okay, and then she just sort of like shrugs a bit and just like hugs, like, pats you at the back a bit. You know, she's not gonna say no to her son hugging her. Yeah. All right, go finish your breakfast. Wouldn't want to be late for school. Anything interesting happened yesterday? And she goes around and sort of like, put away some stuff in the kitchen.
We said no to the contract. The man came over again.
Oh, okay. No, that's good. That's good. I know that the money was good, but it's best not to, sign ourselves away. Anything. Oh, wait, someone's knocking on my door. Give me a moment.
Knock, knock, Nick.
Wait, real life knocking on the door, or
Yes.
I'm
Oh,
assuming
fine,
real
well,
life
it's
knocking at the
scary,
door.
man.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Oh, was this a joke?
Is that a knock knock joke?
No.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that. I am back. All right, where were we?
Come back. Knock, knock.
We were, yeah.
No,
Oh
I don't
my
remember.
Yeah.
We're at knock, knock.
Okay. Oh yeah, she was asking, anything interesting happened yesterday? Oh, and then you said you didn't sign, and then she's like,
Yeah.
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 And then she goes, well, we'll figure this out. We always
Like we
do.
always do.
Yes, exactly.
I'm gonna write her exactly what she says when she says that.
It's like,
Aww.
yeah. And then she sort of like sits at the table and sort of like eat breakfast with the two of you, and it is probably the first time that the three of you ate breakfast together in quite a while, and so it is a nice little moment for your family. Yeah, and after that, the two of you set off on your way to school. I would say, Dustin, do you tell your brother about your dream, or do you keep it to yourself?
I will keep it to myself.
Okay, all right, interesting. All right, and what about you, Miff? Do you talk to your brother about anything as you walk to school?
I'm gonna ask my brother how is he feeling after the rejection of the potential him being a star.
Oh.
Did it affect him much?
All right, and how do you respond, Dustin, to that question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. My emotion is
Yeah.
somewhere else. Wait, let me get back to
I'm like,
movie
yeah.
star.
What is yeah?
Oh,
I
Dustin.
might get it another day. It's yeah, it's like mom said, this thing comes and go. Well,
I'm gonna just not. Well, I still owe you the 2 comics that you helped me out that day. Maybe today, right after school, we just go to that little comic book store that you like so much, and you can pick a few.
okay. I will come after I meet up with Cyrus. We have like a lunch thing, I think, after school. So I will meet you there.
Yes, definitely. Sure.
Okay, and with that, the two of you make your way towards school. And as you do, you sort of like pass your way in through the front gate. And it is around this time, just after the two of you step through the front gate, that Cyrus You, on your way, head towards Creek Hollow High, and as you are about to pass through the front gate, you notice again by the front gate is the two memorial set up for James and Jordan, and you see Piper and Vince standing before James's memorial. What do you do?
Yeah, I'm gonna approach them and pay my respect to.
And this is rare for you because it ever since what happened on Monday, your group hasn't actually stopped by this memorial at any point. Don't really know why. You gather probably Piper, the kind of person she is. She's probably like, this is just something that the school do. They don't really care about the students, so why should I? You know, that kind of deal. We will pay respects our own way. So seeing her there with Vince is a bit strange to you. And even as you sort of approach and sort of stand next to it, you can see that Piper has a very uncharacteristically somber look on her face as she looks at the shrine. And as she sort of notices you, that way she doesn't look at you, she just continues looking forward. And she just goes, "It's not fair. James is a student of the school too. He had people that care about him. So why?" And she looked, and you can see that there are way more sort of like decorations and offerings for Jordan's shrine than it is for James, which is almost bare, besides the handful of flowers and already burnt out candles in front of it. And then Piper goes, "He's a person too."
I guess James just not that popular, I guess.
I guess so. And she's sort of like that, and the scoff that she did is almost like there's a tinge of bitterness there. And after a while, she just reached into her leather jacket coat and then she pulls out a CD, one of the many that James likes to burn for all of you. And you know that Piper hates them because she doesn't like death metal, which is what James insists on making for all of you, his mixtapes. And she just looks at it and she sort of crouches down and leans it against the wall below his photo. And then she just goes, "Your music still sucks. But it's your way of showing that you care, so yeah." And then she stands up and starts to walk away. And Vince is like, oh. And then he sort of like looks at you for a bit and then sort of like goes and follow Piper. And Cyrus, what do you do?
I'm in front of James' shrine right now, right?
Yes, sort of like his memorial. I shouldn't say shrine. It's more of a memorial than anything.
Okay, a memorial. So I'm in front of him, I'm just like, give me some more, James. I'll figure out what really happened that day. What causes it. Just give me a little bit more time. I'll do anything. It sounds so bad. It's okay.
You'll do anything?
And you can feel the pressure of the gun inside your bag. As you say, "I'll do anything."
It's a
So
sentient
heavy.
gun.
I'm just kidding. It's like you are just very aware of that equipment inside your bag as you say it, knowing that it is his. That he also, those days ago, tried to use that to avenge the death of his father. And now he is dead too. And so you just stand there and pay your respects. And after a while, you head into the school. But I think just before, as you're just standing there, behind you, Seth and Paul actually walk past you and goes through the gate and continue walking. And I'm guessing the two of you what are the two of you talking about as you walk in?
I think I'm talking about a workout that I've been thinking of doing.
Okay, of course, very in character and on brand. So you're basically discussing like workout techniques.
Like a routine, because basically it's like I feel like I've been doing the same routine like all the time, and I want to like mix things up because I feel like my body's just like getting really used to the routine that I'm doing now. So like I feel like I'm not maximizing my time when I'm working out, because like I spend a lot of time in it, but then it's like, am I doing this? Am I like just being? Am I just staying in my comfort zone, or am I actually pushing myself? You know what I mean?
Okay. You know, as you're like discussing that, and Paula is just like listening, like like she understands your workout jargon, even if I, the GM, don't. And so she will respond with more tact than I ever could have mustered up. And I was say, in the middle of this, you just hear a voice, like just from behind you, go, Ryan, wait, please, come on, just. And then, as you sort of like turn around, you just see Ryan Vanderbite just storming past you and Paula, not even looking at you, towards the school, not even paying attention to anyone.
Oh, I turned to Paula and I'm like, do you know what that's about?
And Paula is like, I don't know. And then she sort of looks behind her, and where Ryan had stormed away from, you see Sarah O'Malley, the head cheerleader, the girl that you see that Ryan tends to hang out with for the past on Monday when you before you all head to the party, and she looks a bit worried and distraught and just standing there watching Ryan storm away and disappearing into the school. As it does, Paula's just like, relationship drama maybe?
Are you close to Sarah?
She does the so-so gesture with her hand.
I am. Can I still see Ryan? Like,
Oh, he's through the door. He's inside the school now. He's gone.
oh, he's gone. I'm just gonna shoot.
Shoot!
Paula in a bit. No, no.
Run a gun?
I don't have a gun. I was gonna say shoot an apologetic look to Paula, and I just say, I'm gonna go check out Bon Ryan.
You sure?
then
He looks a bit heated. I hear myself from someone,
Yeah.
but it stopped, so it's fine. Yeah, and then you go, maybe you should let him cool off a bit before you go to him, you know?
I'm just a little worried, because I'll meet you later in class.
All right. You are not in the same class, by the way, the two of you.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I'll see you after
My
school.
bad. We're not in the same class. In between classes, that's what I meant. Just around the school. I'm gonna go.
All
And
right.
I run off to Ryan.
All right. You sort of like run your way into the school and look. For this purpose, let's have you make a flight check of like 10 to see if you're successfully able to find him or not.
Oh, 10?
Yes.
Okay. La la la.
Oh.
Ayo. Hey, I exploded. Yippee!
Oh, damn. Nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You sort of like run your way into the school, and by this point, like, you know, it is kind of packed. There are just students like walking throughout the hallway, but Ryan cuts a very distinct figure through the crowd, even as he's storming away. So you sort of like duck and weave through, and I'll say you are able to catch up to him. What do you say?
I am going to run in front of him. I'm like, hey, Ryan, buddy, what's up?
You
What's going on? While I'm like walking backwards.
you step in front and go, oh god. What do you want, staff? And then you see,
Yeah, huh?
yeah, I would say he actually shouted that a bit, and then he sort of like reins in himself. He goes, sorry, I didn't mean to shout. What do you want?
Thank you for not shouting. Just you look a little distressed, buddy. What's going on?
Nothing.
Why are you
Nothing.
storming through the school?
No, I'm just. Uh, did you know that
Dude, do you need? Yeah.
Did you know that the Borman kid is missing?
What?
Yes, he's gone. And now his mom, our deputy mayor, the only person that gives a shit about this town, has now ordered our sheriff's department to dedicate all of their resources into finding him. So now no one is investigating what happened to our friend. And with my father being the douchebag that he is, caring more about that fucking film crew here. And he sort of like put both of his hands around his. I can see like he's doing all of this in the middle of the hallway. I can see like people are sort of like giving the two of you a wide berth, and some of them are just like watching for the drama. He goes,
Okay, I'm gonna look for an empty classroom
"All right, yeah, you try."
and then just pull him inside.
Yeah, I'll say by this point, it's early in the morning. People are already slowly filtering. You pull him into like a janitor's closet or something.
Oh, whoa, that's very close. Okay, dude. Okay, Okay. Let's take deep breaths. Just inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Take a moment. Take a breather.
Make a charm check of like 10 to see if we're able to motivate him to calm down.
I'm gonna half it. So
Okay, yeah. All right, you can see like he's sort of like looking at you with a "Are you serious?" look, but eventually he reluctantly does the breathing exercise, and it's kind of sort of worked. And he can see he's sort of like calming down. He goes,
good. Breathing regulates our heartbeat because it forces it to slow down, buddy. It's okay.
I
Gotta take a moment.
I am literally in the school volleyball team. I know how breathing works.
I know. Just sometimes when we're high on emotions, we gotta take a sec. We gotta have someone else tell us. So it's okay. It's okay. And I give him like a pat on the shoulder, and I'm just like, it's okay.
I don't know. It's also messed up. Like, we have 2 classmates dead. And they're more fixated on a missing persons case. Look, this is Donald we're talking about. He goes off to who knows where. He slept underneath Farmer McDowie's statue for 3 days, for crying out loud, just to prove a point. For all we know, he could be hunkered down in an alleyway somewhere, and he's gonna show up a couple of days later going, "Ha ha, I gotta break in the case." And then he sort of like reins himself back in again. "No, I'm sorry.
That Borman kid, huh?
Yeah. No, I expected. Look, I understand. Like, he's her son, but between her and my father, she was the one who, we were rooting for. To look out for the people of this town. But now she's distracted, and the police, our sheriff's department, what little people there are now just distracted on this wild goose chase while the killer is still out there. And now no one is doing anything about it.
Okay. God, shit. The Borman kid. Oh, fuck. Ah. Okay. And then I put my hands on both of the sides of his shoulders. I'm like holding him as if I'm about to lift him, but I don't. I just put my hands there. I'm like, okay, you can get through the school day. It's gonna be all right. Okay, calm down. Adults in this town are not that great anyway. So,
Yeah.
I don't know, but just you can make it through the day. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. If we fight for what's right, we fight for our friends, for our classmates. Maybe they'll listen to us.
And he's sort of
But
like,
you'll be okay.
yeah, he's sort of look at you, and he can still see the anger simmering in his eye. He goes, "You're right. Nothing's going to happen unless we take it into our own hands."
No, that's not what I said.
Huh?
That's not what Ryan, and I like pat his cheek a little bit, and I make him like look at me. I'm like, Ryan, look at me.
Yes.
That's not what I said. That is not what I said.
Okay.
Don't. I'm pointing a finger right in his face. I'm like, don't do whatever you're thinking of doing.
Okay, make a brains check of like 12.
12?
Yeah. This is for
I'll have to
something.
I have to. Wow. I have to explode 3 times.
Can
we-
so smart.
Can we pray that happens, please?
Pray
It
to.
doesn't.
Okay,
No.
you get an adversity token, and so he's like looking at you as you say that. As you say that to him, you're pointing at his face. He's like, "Yeah, no, you're right. Sorry, got ahead of myself there. Right, level head."
Okay.
And he sort of like,
Yes.
and he gives you like a soft pat on your shoulder, but because of how big size he is, it just jostles your entire body.
Okay. Okay. That's fine.
Okay.
But remember, and I put back my arms back on the sides of his shoulders. I'm just like, remember, you can get through the day. Don't do anything risky. Don't.
Yeah, no, I won't. Thank you.
Promise me you don't.
Yeah, and he leaves.
I'm making you pinky promise.
He looks at you like you. What are you, 12?
No, but just pinky promise. Come on.
He's sort of like, eventually he says, and then he holds out his pinky and hook it.
Okay. Okay. I do a pinky promise, but like the double pinky promise where you also tap the thumbs.
He's like,
Promise.
yeah, he actually cracks
Look
a
into my
smile.
eyes.
Yeah, and
Look into my eyes and say you promise.
yeah, and he does look into your eyes and he goes, I promise, I won't do anything stupid.
I've had enough going on with Jordan. I don't need another person in my life to go like that. Don't.
And he sort of looks at you and then he just like gives a quick nod. All right. And it is at that moment the school bell rings.
Okay. And then I open the door. I'm like, go. And then I like push his back. I'm like, go.
Okay. You push it. He doesn't move, but he walks himself
Yeah.
out.
No, I try to push, but I'm just not a strength person,
Yeah.
sadly.
And with that, the two of you go off into classes. And so, again, nothing much weird or interesting happened during the class, though I will say that for some of you, you do hear certain rumors. Dustin, you are sitting in your classroom and you are again with your 2 friends, Parker and oh my god, I always forget her name.
Misty.
Yes, and Misty, and then you're just hanging out with them. And at some point, Parker is gonna go. So, do you remember what I mentioned about the town watch yesterday?
Yeah.
And so apparently they've arrived at the conclusion because my parents are part of the town watch, and my mom was there yesterday, and they're gonna be establishing a curfew starting from today, that anyone under 18 must be home by 10 p.m.
I sort of counted to 18. So my brother is younger than 18.
Yes.
Yeah, inside my mind.
Oh, okay. And Misty was like, "You don't know your brother's age, God." But
I know.
yeah, Misty she's still reading about it. It goes, the curfew is not gonna do anything. You know how people in this town are; they're just gonna break it. And Parker's like, no, that's just what they said.
Okay. It's not like I'm planning to go out anywhere.
Hmm.
What time is the curfew?
Misty just look at. He literally just said it 10 seconds ago. 10 p.m.
Uh-oh.
No.
What time is it? Huh?
Dustin!
Eh, and do you really think that that is all that they talk about? Didn't you hear about Patricia? She finally showed herself. She was seen walking around town earlier today, just carting around a duffel bag and not even talking to anyone. So the good news is she didn't commit suicide, like what I suspected. And Parker's like, Misty, come on. And Misty, like, what? That's a perfectly valid thought to have.
Kind of, I guess, for a 10-year-old, yeah. Suicide.
She
The what now? The what
Yeah.
now?
Man, the kids in Creek Hollow, they grow up too fast.
They're different.
All these drugs and guns and drinks and suicide. Ah,
Suicide. Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto PG edition. Oh no.
Dear
Now,
goodness.
now all we need is a backdrop of gang war. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, she said that. Yeah, I mean, she's around, just not talking to people, just walking around town. Apparently, I actually saw her on the way when my mom was driving me from school, just walking along the sidewalk. Didn't even say hi when my mom waved at her and asked her how she was doing.
Does they know this person? I mean, in person, or he just heard about her?
Yeah, you know about Patricia. I mean, ever since what happened on Monday, you've heard Patricia's name mentioned quite a number of times before.
Okay, but not in person. Like,
Yeah.
not family, friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll say that as you sort of like hear that in class, Cyrus, you also hear the same thing from some of the other classmates around. They're just like talking among themselves, and you just hear a couple. And you have met Patricia before. All of you, Vince and Piper, you've lounged around in James's house before, and you know that James's dad don't really approve of his son's friendship with the three of you, but his mom tends to be a lot nicer. She likes to bake you all muffins whenever you're over. So you do know Patricia quite well. And so hearing that she's actually alive and walking around town, how does that make you feel?
Glad that, not all of the Hudson is dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
First thing is like,
That might change
That-
by the end of this session.
hey, don't
Hey yo,
The speaker
Hey.
break.
Choi
Yeah.
RN. You better Choi RN.
Yeah. Oh boy. And she said that, and Piper goes, speaking of. So she leans and goes, that journal you got, you read it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And goes, look around. What do you say we ditch school during lunch and then you show us the book? I'm kind of curious about what's in it. Because, as you've probably heard by now, Donald Borman went missing. Which means he went missing while we were at his manor.
I think it's better if you don't know that much.
And she like gives you the really look. You're just gonna push us away now when the going gets tough. Come on, we're in this together.
Look, Piper, I'm not kidding. It's really better if you don't know that much.
And you make a. There's no persuasion in this. Make a grit 16 roll.
Oh, great. Come on, great 20. Don't fail me now. Oh!
Ooh.
Okay. All right. Okay. She sort of looks at you and goes, whatever. Keep it to yourself then. I'm not curious or anything. And she sulks in her seat.
And then is Vince close to us?
Vince, yeah, he's over there. He also looks fairly curious. He's pretending he's not listening, but he is listening. You know that listening, not listening pose that people have when you're sitting facing away from you on your seat? Yeah, he has that look.
I'm just gonna tap him. Am I close enough to tap him in the
Yeah.
shoulder?
Yeah, I'll say the three of you don't really care about your actual assigned seat. You just sit wherever you want, which is usually next to each other.
Okay. I'm just gonna tap him. At
No,
the shoulder.
no, I'm not listening.
I'll leave Piper to you.
Sure, of course, you can count on me. He gives 2 thumbs up and a full toothed grin.
Oh. You're the last guy that I can count on. It's not like I have any options.
Alright, and with that, we're gonna cut to Myth inside your classroom. So, a lot of things has happened for you and your brother. How are you processing all of these things that have happened so far?
Let's see. I lost the money.
And you
I
still
will
have the
just
contract
sit
with you
down. Oh yes, I still have the contract
Yep.
with me.
that your mom still don't know is missing.
I totally forgot about the contract.
Oh, shit.
Wait, Jack Farrell will still be here until tomorrow, right?
Yes, tomorrow is the last day of shooting.
Oh
In my
dear.
head, I'm thinking, since I'm gonna meet my brother after school, right? I should have some time, right? I should have some time before meeting my brother, right? I can go
Mhm.
still visit that guy.
You can. All right, so that is your plan, right? Before you meet him, and then you're gonna go visit your meet your brother at the comic book shop.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, that's a good plan to have. And I'll say around this time, you'll just progress through your day. Not much happen in your house. And again, this is something that drift. Yes.
Before school ends, I wanna find Myth.
Okay. Oh, we'll say yeah. You can do that during lunchtime.
Okay, cause Ryan telling me that the Borman kid went missing. Since we were in the room with Borman the day before, I don't know the rest of the people in the room, but I know Myth, so I try and find him to see if he knows anything about it.
All right. Yeah. So Myth, you are doing your usual lunch stuff, which is what when Saf approaches you.
Yep. I'll be like, hello, my favorite customer. Here for more plop.
Have any?
Wait, what you say?
Do you have any?
Yeah, I always have some. Come on, it's my best selling product. I'll definitely have some.
How many do you
I'm gonna-
have?
How much do you need? Not your usual supply. I'm gonna like stun them. Like, oh, you need more?
Just a little bit more. And then I proceed to take out another $50 one. I'm just like, whatever this is.
Money signs appear instead of irises. Ching.
However many plot bars this is.
I'm gonna just take out my entire like the jacket worth. I'm gonna just like prove here. I think you will need it. You look less peppy. Then I'm gonna like just give you like maybe like 10 plus bars.
Nice.
Wow. Okay, and then put him in my bag. I'm gonna ask you to put it in my bag because I'm kind of lazy to get it off my back.
Ah,
VIP
I'm gonna be like,
treatment.
okay, weird request, but sure.
And then while you're putting the pop in my bag, I'm just like, did you hear about that Borman kid?
We did pay a little visit to the Borman kid, but I did not enter. We saw that weirdo, you know, the guy with the dead crows everywhere, every time. What was his name again?
Was it
that-
Citrus?
I don't know.
It
I forgot.
started with a
yeah, something
started-
like that.
right. I think it was
Yeah,
Citrus, Cyprus, something like that. I don't know. Started with a S and ended with a S.
yeah, him.
Yeah,
Apparently
yeah.
he's gonna visit my brother somehow. Like after school.
Oh, okay. Are they friends?
Yeah. Apparently they have something in common with the little comic-y books.
Comic-y books. I don't know what those are.
Me too. My brother just comes in with them every now and then. I tell me,
What
okay,
are they
for like 50
actually?
cents. Imagine books, but with more
Uh-huh.
pictures.
What?
Yes, they have more pictures than
Even
it's like
work.
two boomers trying to explain what is comics, man. Yeah, imagine books, but instead of with words, they express themselves with pictures.
So there's no words at all. How do you understand the story?
There are words. There are words.
Oh,
but
okay.
it's spoken by the characters in little speech bubbles.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's I can't imagine that actually.
They call this an iPhone, Harold.
Okay. Anyway.
Wow.
Anyway, um,
Yeah.
but yeah, did you hear about the Borman kid stuff?
No, what happened?
He went missing apparently, and like the sheriff and everyone is like looking for him. He was there, right? At the what
Yeah,
what
he did
you and your
approach
brother?
us. Like everyone was there. Like he did round us all up, and then
Okay.
yeah, that wasn't quite a nice, you know, meetup. It was my first time
Uh,
meeting him as well that day.
yeah, cause nobody wants to see him. Okay, that
Yeah.
might be a little insensitive because he's missing now, but you know, kind of deserves it. But
Oh,
what?
Yeah, fair
Am I
enough.
wrong?
uh, I mean, I'm not gonna like trash on a person with a missing. He might be, you know, I'm not sure. I've heard a lot of
Hey
rumors
man,
about
I
him.
just bought a bunch of your plot bars just to talk to you.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
The customer happy.
I am your high. I'm not saying this in character, by the way. I am your highest
Yeah.
paying customer. I think.
Yeah, you are.
You are. You don't even care about the price. You're just like, here's 50. Oh wow.
Tickets.
Here's whatever 50 is. I don't know.
That is such rich people energy. I love it.
Okay.
Sure,
Well.
I'll keep an ear out for you. I'll talk to my brother if anything happen. If I come to like any updates with the Borman kid,
Yeah.
or you know, when my brother talks to Citrus,
Yeah.
Citrus, yeah,
Is it citrus or is it cypress? I feel like it's one of the two.
I think it's Citrus. It sounds nicer.
True. I think so too.
Where Cyrus
Yeah,
is, you
yeah.
just sneeze.
Yeah, cause it's just kind of weird that he like gathered all of you up and then you're at his house like yesterday night, and then the next day he's like missing. So just keep an eye out, cause you have a little brother too, right? That little guy.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
was like a
keep.
bit worried, but you know, my brother says that they go way back. I'm like, okay, if you go way back, I'm
They
not
go
gonna
way
stop you
back.
from
He's
having fun.
10, isn't he?
I know, but he used to be he used to go to camp, like summer camp. They said
Oh.
they met like a couple of years straight.
Oh, but he's 10 and Citrus is like what my age-ish, I think.
You keep making Cyrus sound like a
Kinda.
predator. My God.
Oh my god!
No,
Stop.
I don't mean it like that. I just mean it as in like either your brother is very smart or Citrus is maybe not that right.
Wow.
Or maybe it's like a mixed like years kind of thing. I have no idea. I've never gone to one of those camps before.
Yeah, my brother is kind of a genius with numbers, but he
Ah.
shows it in a weird way. He likes to crack
Oh.
stupid jokes.
Oh, I see. Okay, well, just keep an eye out, cause it's kind of dodgy, and I'll keep an eye out too. Cause I think uh I think Paula's sister, I I think she's involved, but Elsa, I'm not too
Oh yeah,
sure.
I did see her yesterday
You
with
did?
Citrus. Yeah,
Oh,
they look kind of hammered.
Hammer. Oh, I
Yes, that.
see. Okay. Yeah, okay. I'll ask Paula about it. Yeah.
All right, and with that,
All right.
the roast session between the two of you ends. The two meet up just to trash talk the other two characters.
No, we're the older kids.
Yeah, I know.
We're allowed to gossip about the younger kids.
Cyrus is your age.
Well, like a year younger.
Yeah. He's, Staff is 1 year older.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, fair enough. All right, and with that,
I'm the oldest kid there, so I can trash talk everyone. Yay!
yeah.
Yippee.
And with that, we're gonna cut to you, Cyrus. During lunchtime, you decide to sit in your usual dark corner. The information that you got from the journal going through your head again, you still couldn't quite comprehend what you've read. It's just too much and too outlandish for you to absorb. And so in this dark corner alone, you pull out the book again and you open it. And this book, in the beginning, you had thought that it was Donald Borman's diary. It is in fact not. It is a journal. It is sort of like, think of it as like a book, and that belongs to Donald Borman, but inside it is pasted onto it a lot of photostated copy of a completely different handwriting of a different book with much more yellowed pages. And you eventually realize that during that time when you read at night that they are pages from what seems to be the journal of Ezekiel Borman, which is Donald's grandfather, who was the deputy of the sheriff's department of Creek Hollow in the 1950s. A lot of the pages here are studying Ezekiel's journal, and Donald has sort of like apparently photostated that journal, take several paragraphs, paste it into this book, and draw a lot of like lines into it, adding context and questions and answers or theories all over. And so making it a lot easier for you to understand. And so this book in this order basically talks, for most of it, is about the normal lives of Ezekiel as the deputy of Creek Hollow, until one day a bunch of outsiders begin arriving, one or two at a time, that steadily increased with every few days that passed. And they were fairly friendly, you know, they stay in motels and B&Bs. And sort of like make friends with like the people of Creek Hollow. They just accept them in, don't really see any reason to doubt them or anything. That is until about a week in, Sheriff John Peterson, which is Ken Peterson's father, begin catching them wandering around at night. And then heading like into the forest, grouping up into one of the motels where one of them live in, which Donald sort of like points and says that the leader of this group of people seems to be a guy named Abel. And so eventually Ezekiel and a couple of the townsfolk started becoming suspicious about them, and also begin to notice that these strangers started almost like ingratiating themselves with the townsfolk, or like making friends with them. And in particular, in the journal, Ezekiel notes that the Henderson family is quite taken with these people. And you know the Henderson to be Dustin's original family before he was adopted. And then one day, Ezekiel caught one of these outsiders graffitiing the side of an alley wall. The guy managed to escape, but Ezekiel saw with this strange symbol that this person painted onto this alley wall, and there is like sort of like a rough drawing of it. And again, you never saw this symbol, but it is the same symbol that Dustin saw carved onto his onto his table. That is just on the wall. He doesn't understand what it means, and that was when Ezekiel begins to suspect, are they part of like some sort of like fringe cult or anything? Because, you know, during this time around you have like a lot of like, you know, the satanic scares and things like that. And so weeks passed, more and more outsiders come, until there's about 2 to 3 dozen staying around town, many of them sharing their motels with each other because they basically bought out most of it, and yet don't seem to run out of money. And that is when Earl Miller, the renowned horror director, arrived in town to shoot his latest movie, The Eye of Darkness. And with him, more people show up in town as well. But this time, these are just fans of his who heard that he is shooting here and just want to come and watch, you know, paparazzis basically. So it became hard for the sheriff's department and the people of Creek Hollow to tell who are paparazzis and who are these mysterious visitors. And we're gonna pause there for a bit. And we'll say that you read through it, but the information will come to you in bits and pieces as we go around, because I don't want to info dump you everything instantly. Otherwise, it'll just be...
Yeah, I'm having a tough time catching up. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but you do understand what I just said, right? More or less.
Yes. So
All right.
okay.
Okay.
Yes.
And now we are going to fast forward to the end of the school day. And as the school day ends, Saf, you leave your classroom and you said you wanted to go look for Paula, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, you are able to find her relatively easy enough, like just leaving her classroom with her bag on her back. And as she sees you coming up to her, she sort of like talks like, "You stalking me or something?" You know, she says it in like a good natured way, not like a accusatory way.
Wait, sorry, what?
Yeah, Sam just gives you like a good nature. Are you stalking me or something?
Me? What? We go to the same school.
Yeah, a likely story. And she sort of starts walking towards the school exit.
Okay, I just walk next to her and I'm just like, hey, do you know where your sister went last night?
Damned if I know. I don't control her, as she likes to remind me every so often. Why?
Uh, because have you heard about the Borman kid?
Yeah, it's all everyone's talking about. Frankly, I'm not too concerned. You know how he is. He's probably just off slumming beneath a tree somewhere trying to catch sight of Alexander the Tiny. Or whatever. He's gonna show up in a couple of days. I'm not worried.
Because I was just talking to someone I knew and he was at the Borman house last night and he saw Piper there like kind of smashed with some other friends at the Borman house last night. That's kind of suspicious, isn't it?
Yes, I'm not gonna say it's not suspicious, but God, Piper, what are you doing? And she sort of looks at you. Honestly, I don't know what's happening, but and as she's like about to say that, Saf, you hear a voice calling your name. Hey, oh, Saf, there you are, and you see Sarah O'Malley walking, sort of like
Oh.
speed walking towards you. He goes, oh, I'm glad I caught you. Have you seen
Oh, what?
Ryan?
Uh-oh.
No. I don't know.
I just
I saw him this morning.
I just heard from one of his friends that he's not at practice and that apparently he stormed off saying he has something he needed to do. And I know I couldn't think of anyone else to talk to but but because you chased after him earlier today, right? How did he seem? Like, was he okay?
Oh, dude, I made him pinky promise. I made him pinky promise with like I made him double pinky promise. Ah!
I know. I think he might be doing something.
Would you know where? Do you have any idea where he might be?
I don't know. Like he had another argument with his father, and it was apparently extremely loud and intense and explosive. Like he was in a bad way after that, and he was constantly talking about how he has to take things into his own hands because his dad refuses to do anything. And then when he found out that Mrs. Borman is redirecting the sheriff's attention towards her missing son, he lost it. And I was able to calm him down, but I don't know. Like, he believed that the thing that killed Jordan and that other kid was a wild animal that now the sheriff's department is not going to handle, and the mayor refused to call in animal control. And he said that he was going to take care of it himself.
Is there any way that I can like reach him via like flip phone or something? a phone of some sort.
Yeah, I mean, y'all are part of the more upper class. I would say y'all will have like flip. I mean, in the 1990s there are flip phones, right? I mean, those big dial phones with the antennas.
Pretty sure 90s have like flip phones, or am I mistaken? 90s portable phones. Let's see.
Doing some historical research.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, there are.
Mobile. Like the tiny ones, like those Nokia looking
Oh damn.
babies. Yeah.
Man, do they exist?
It is, but it's super pricey.
Okay, I mean,
Yeah.
okay, I'll say you have one, and you have his phone number because you're friends.
Yeah. Okay, I try and call him.
You call him, toot toot, toot toot, and then it just goes into voicemail.
Spam call.
You just keep calling him. He's using Maxis, so no. But yeah, he's not. Yep, you are not receiving any answers at all. But then Sarah says, "Do you think that Sarah's like, I already tried calling him. He's not picking up. Do you think he's gonna just go into the forest to Mirror Falls?"
A little stupid, so maybe.
Look, I'm sorry to heap this on you, but he's not gonna listen to me. I think he'll listen to you more if it comes from me. Can you just? I know it is a lot to ask, but can you just please find him and make sure he doesn't do anything stupid?
Does he drive a car to school?
Yeah, he didn't drive today.
How did he come to school today?
I walked with him.
Okay. Okay, then I'm just gonna book it and I'm gonna start running outside. I'm gonna start running out the school and like running through the streets trying to find him, like the streets that are like leading to
Mirror Falls.
Mirror Falls.
All
yeah.
right, and then you hear, oh, "Wait, Seth, wait!" And then Paula runs after you as well. How are you gonna find him? Like, I know Creek Hollow's small, but it's still big.
Find him! I'll find him!
All right. And the two of you begin to run. And just for the purpose, I would like you to make a flight check of like 7.
Flight check.
6, not 7.
Flight check. La la.
Oh, not bad.
I could have half that, but that's okay. rolled
No, this would have been a snap decision anyway, so you would have to roll.
Okay. Fun. All right.
Okay, so yeah, you are able, with that, you run around just in the general direction of Mirror Falls, and as you do, just sort of look around, you sort of like head into like around this area over here. And so there's like sort of like a cluster around this blockbuster over here. There's like just a cluster of like commerce over here, and sort of as you're like running through that, I'll say that you are like a couple of buildings down before you see to your right Harris Hardware, which is again a hardware shop run by Robert Harris, the guy that you heard back on Tuesday. You know, he has the one who's obsessed with hunting a particular mountain lion that is like his white whale, and he bragged about hitting that creature in the forest, but nobody believed him. And you see, coming out from Harris Hardware, Ryan, as he leaves, you are still like quite far down the road, and as he does, he turns right and begins to head upwards in the direction of Mirror Falls, and you notice that he has with him a long duffel bag. And
I am gonna run and just tackle him.
you're gonna run and tackle him.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like run and then like jump on him.
Okay, this will be a brawn check of. He's a pretty beefy dude. I'm gonna say this is gonna be a 16 brawn.
No, frick. Okay, we'll see. Frick. I
Okay.
am. Ugh.
Okay, so again, the good news is you get an adversity token.
Yeah.
As for the consequences
Yeah.
of that roll, I'm going to say that you do eventually catch up with him, but only once he reaches the tree lines of the forest. And we are going to get to that a bit later because now we are going to cut to Dustin. So after school is over. What are you doing? Actually, I should be asking both you and Cyrus at the same time. Are you all gonna meet up immediately after school, or?
You got anything you want to do, Dustin?
No.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'll just say, Myth, you are there as well because Dustin's your brother. The two of you meet up with Cyrus and sort of like discuss your plans.
I will assume that I'll be in the. I will go to the guy in the what do you call that?
The farrier set,
Thing.
right?
Yeah, farrier set, and then I'll meet my brother in the blockbuster when he's done inside.
Okay, and also Myth, you are very soft all of a sudden.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, just now, like as if your words are being eaten by suppression, but it's fine now, I think.
In my creeps.
Okay, is it better now?
Yeah, I think so. Wait, let me just tune you a bit higher on. Okay. All right,
Be
so
better, right?
yeah, okay, now it's a bit better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So, as I said, I would be going to the farrier set. And then after that, I'll be meeting my brother in the
Block-
blockbuster where I'll
Yeah.
buy him comics.
All
Bye,
right.
Myth. See you later.
See you.
Okay.
Nice meeting you again, Citrus.
Yeah.
Wow, you're just gonna take that?
Wow,
I'm-
what a pushover.
Low self-esteem, Cyrus.
Cyrus, stand up for yourself.
All right. And with that, Myth, you part ways with your brother and Cyrus. And now Cyrus and Dustin, the two of you are left alone. What do you do?
So, where you want to go?
Give me a moment. Both Cyrus and Roxas said that, by the way.
Planning his abduction strategy.
Planning his adoption. I sow the seed so I know how to panic when I cannot find my brother after 2 hours.
Dustin,
Wait, shall we? Yeah.
Yeah, go on. What you were saying?
No, you go.
Dustin, you know where your brother at?
Come again?
You know where is your brother? Where he's at?
Well, he did just say goodbye to me. I didn't check. I didn't really care, but we are going to meet him later, so he might have some side project he does now and then. Yeah.
Side
So-
project. Huh?
Yes. Yeah. He has been doing that for a while. Sometimes I'm involved. I'm not happy, but well, that's how I get my comic books in return.
He bribed you with comic books.
I wouldn't say bribe. I mean,
Okay.
they're good comic books, and I don't have the money to buy them. So
Look, Dustin, I don't know how to break this to you. You're a 10 years old kid.
okay. Yeah. Actually, before you wait, before
Tell me
you
the
before
guy.
you say that, I actually have something to talk to you about.
Go on.
Remember math camp last summer?
I don't want to, but yes.
I know. I know that you let me win.
What did I? I didn't know that.
Yeah, because I'm a kid and I'm a bad loser. Because I would go and tell everyone, if you win me, that you're a bully, you bully kid, and spread rumors you join cults or something. I don't know. I was 7 years old. I didn't know. And yeah, even so, when I win, I I went on and show off. A little humble. I was an idiot. People thought that you lost to me. Uh, you're avoiding me and don't want to hang out anymore. But in fact, it was me. And I miss you, man. Ain't nobody love comic books as much as I do, like you do, or do as well in math. You know, challenge me intellectually. So all I want to say is you're a good friend, and I want us to be friends again. I miss hanging out, man.
Well, I mean, I didn't realize we stopped being friends, but you know, okay.
Yeah, that's what I tell everyone.
You
But
told
yeah, you
everyone we
don't know that.
stopped
That's
being
okay.
friends?
That's okay. You didn't need to know that.
You just okay. Oh
So
man,
be cool.
kinda, yeah, I guess. Look, man, you you're meeting up with your brothers where and when?
Um, an hour after in the comic book shop,
In Blockbusters, right?
Blockbuster. Yes.
Wait, so I'm gonna ask, what was the deadline that Lisa gave us?
Sunset.
Sunset.
Yeah.
What time are we right now?
After school, so around 3:30 currently.
Is 1 hour later sunset? No, right?
1 hour is around like 6 o'clock, maybe 6 to 7.
Is that what time the sunset at?
Yeah, I think around 6 to 7.
6 to 7.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a long way.
First time.
Okay,
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
First time
Yep,
to
yep.
adopt a kid.
man, dude, it's hard to talk to a kid that just dumb a lot of things that I did apparently. Okay, look, Dustin, you know that creepy lady that just got into town? Not recently, but she has been here quite a while
How does she
with
look like?
with a 10 eye things. She looks kind of good, but she's creepy.
Yeah, you know who. I'll say you know just from that description.
Yeah, I
Go
met.
on.
I did meet a creepy lady back in Blockbuster. I think 2 3 days ago. Yes, she has been talking all kind of weird stuff about my family.
About your family.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Did you meet her? Did you meet her?
yes, I did. Unfortunately,
Is she in your cult? Are you in her
I
cult? Are you
I
still in the
don't.
cult?
I am. It's not a cult. It's like a what self-help group. The first few times I joined it, and I just stopped.
So you
Just stopped
say.
going. Yeah,
Who
but
did you help?
I didn't help. And I didn't help shit. But dude, I don't know how to tell you this, but Ugh,
I have something on my face. Is it my shirt? I like this shirt. My brother bought
yeah,
it for me.
dude, I don't know how to tell you this, but she wants me to kidnap you.
Just so you know, she just wants you to lead him there.
Yeah, basically kidnap. But
Yeah, I mean, kidnap is one way you can do it. Leading him is also another way you can do it.
she wants me to get you to a certain place, but I don't think you should go there. She means bad news, and I just look over at my back. Bad news, and I don't
Yeah.
want you to get involved. You're one of the few friends that I have that is still, I just one died. Sorry, you're one of the few friends I have.
Wait, Cyrus, why are you telling me this? Are you in some sort of trouble? Do
No,
you need my
no, no.
help?
I just want you to go look for a brother, and just stay with your brother.
Oh, okay. I can do that. I have an hour to kill. Why not we go to the blockbuster.
You have an RQ. I don't think I do, unfortunately. Look,
Wait, man, are you okay? Are you in sort of any sort of trouble at all?
nah, nah.
I just came up with a whole speech of how a good friend you are, and
Look,
yeah.
promise me you go to your brother and stay by his side. And if you
Is
see
something
that
going to
crazy
happen to him?
lady,
Should I say goodbye? Like goodbye to
no,
him?
just listen to me, Dustin. Stop.
Okay.
Because you're a 10 years old kid, right? I mean, I'm just role playing.
Mm.
Look,
I-
promise me, go to your brother, stay with him. If you see Lisa, run the opposite way. Promise me. And I just kneel down because I think I'm taller than him, and pinky promise.
I go, no. You look like you are in some sort of trouble. And I just came up with a whole speech about how good a friend you are. I need to help you. I need to convince you to tell me the truth. Tell me the truth. What's happening?
I'm not gonna tell all this shit to a 10 years old. There's nothing
Is it-
happening.
Is it something happening? I wait. Is it something related to the monster in the forest? Because I saw that. My brother saw something. But
You
when I
saw
drew it
the monster?
together, it wasn't the same, according to my brother. So I don't know, we are kind of in a different page of that story. But something we both know is that there are monsters here in this town, that we have left, we live. So
Just some
if you know anything about the monster, I pray hard you tell me now.
Mhm.
look. The monster you just saw is just a movie props. Nothing else.
No, not
Nothing.
not that. In the fire on Monday, where the party at. I
It's
was
just
there.
it's just some teenagers putting some dumb prank. You know.
And with that, as you say all of this, you recall continuing on from what you learned from the journal. So, a couple of weeks after Earl Miller arrived at town to begin his shoot, he actually approached some of the town folks, especially the mayor, Isaac Vanderbilt at the time, and the sheriff and the deputy. And he told them that he recognized some of the symbols graffitied around town. And it is here that he revealed to them that he has dabbled in the occult before. Now, of course, many people are skeptical, especially Mayor Vanderbilt, while others are more open. And this you perked up because Ezekiel specifically said that McDowey Smith believed him, that Earl Miller is an occultist. And Earl revealed that those symbols are associated with something that he only refers to as the king, and will not say anything more because names give power. And that the people in town, these strangers, are part of a cult known as 10th Eye, which has a steadily growing influence in America. Then everything came to a head when Ezekiel stumbled upon a group of these 10th Eye people heading into the forest, and he was beaten up when he tried to stop them because they were behaving in a suspicious manner. And so this eventually prompted Earl Miller, Sheriff Peterson, and McDowey Smith to lead a group of people to storm the forest while Ezekiel is hospitalized. And from this point on, everything else is secondhand information that was told to Ezekiel by Sheriff Peterson. So the rundown of what happened is that Abel and about 2 to 3 dozen of these 10th Eye cultists were in a cave behind Mirror Falls, having drawn chalk sigils all throughout the place, including a main one that is in front of this central pit on the ground that goes extremely deep into the ground. And they were doing an ominous chant over there. The Creakers attacked them in the midst of this ritual, where Peterson described shadowy liquid being inside this central, seemingly bottomless pit. And their attack disrupted this ritual, and it is as if the very air rips and something came out from the blackness. And it attacked both the cultists and Creakers alike, killing off most of them. But Earl Miller was able to perform a ritual to banish this quote-unquote something away. But it left what Earl Miller described as a tear in reality, which requires a different solution that Earl Miller was able to solve, but Ezekiel does not understand, even with Sheriff Peterson's description. But it has something to do with his movie, something about how he must complete his movie in order to prevent this rift from remaining open. And then there was a time jump as you flip through the book that night. A few days after the cult was massacred, something else came through the portal, because during this time period, Earl Miller was still filming. It was near the end. And Ezekiel described rat-faced monstrosities begin wreaking havoc throughout town, about a dozen of them. And Farmer Smith led the charge against these creatures, and after a week, he and his group, with a couple of casualties, were able to kill all of these rat-faced monsters off. But Farmer McDowey Smith disappeared. And then here there was a bunch of other scribbles of other stuff, and then, right at the end of the journal, it finishes off with Ezekiel writing down, "Smith is still alive. I wouldn't wish his fate on my worst enemy. God help him. God help us all." And you can see Donald circle the line, "Smith is still alive. What does this mean? How is he still alive? He's supposed to be dead. What happened? What does this fate means?" And just a lot of theory crafting by Donald. But yes, that is the crux of what you've learned reading through the journal that Lisa gave you at Borman Estate.
Oh, wow.
Now, and just to give you some time to process that, we're going to go into a short 5-minute break.
Okay.
We shall be back soon. See you all later. All right, people, we are back. And as we jump in, we are actually going to go to Saf first. So you see Ryan leaving Harris Hardware and making a beeline towards the direction of the forest, and you sort of like book it after him, but his long quarterback, a jock-like stride is no match. So he is able to get to the edge of the forest before you and Paula was able to reach him. And as he's going in, I'm guessing you're like shouting his name as you get close enough.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
just like, Ryan, you promised. You can't just... Ryan!
Yeah, and he sort of like, after a while, he's like, turn around and notice you. "What are you doing here? Go back home."
You promised me that you wouldn't do anything stupid. You promised. You looked me in the eyes and you double promised me. And I'm pointing at him.
"I'm not doing anything stupid. I am the most clear-headed I've been this entire day." And he continues marching.
Ryan, let's talk about this. What even is your plan? You're just gonna go in this alone?
"If that's what it takes." And as he does, he unslung the duffel bag, and he sort of like crouches down and he begins to unzip it, and he pulls out a hunting rifle that he bought. And you remember that Harris Hardware is the only place in Creek Hollow where you can buy firearms.
Ryan, don't go in there alone. Ryan.
"You said that I'm doing something stupid, right? Well, if this is stupid, then the only one that gets hurt is me." And he begins to inspect the gun and sort of like start loading it.
Ryan, the last time someone went inside the woods, himself. He got killed. I can't have you, Ryan. I can't. Ryan, can you please come back, please, Ryan? You promised me.
All right. For this, you're gonna need to make a charm check, and this is gonna be quite a high one. It's gonna be a 22. Oh, actually, I'll make it an 18. I will say this right now. You will not be able to convince him from this course of action, but what you roll here will determine his state of mind as he progresses through this. So basically, how
Okay.
clear-headed he is as he continues on his little vendetta. This is what you're trying to do. He will still do this. You cannot turn him from this, but this will determine how, like, his decision making as it happens.
Okay.
Yeah. So make your charm roll. You have to beat a 18. Actually, no, make it 16. Oh damn!
My 18 is fine.
Okay,
What?
18 then.
It's fine.
Yeah, as you said that, he sort of like finished loading the gun and sort of like cocks it, and he turns towards you and his features soften a bit, and he goes, "Don't worry, I will make sure that nobody else in this town dies."
Ryan, don't say that. Ryan, can you please just drop the gun. Just drop the gun. We can walk away and we can pretend nothing happened. Ryan, please, I can't have you go in there. Please, Ryan.
I'm sorry, Saf, but this is something I have to do, and he walks forward.
Oh,
And Paula turns
Oh.
to you. So what do we do now? Do we follow him?
Ryan. Oh. Seth feels themselves. They want to just like crumble so fast right now because no matter what Saf is saying, Ryan is not listening, and they feel like they're out of control and they can't do anything. But they steel themselves for a moment because they're like, I can't stand here and just feel all these things and then not do anything. And they start marching towards where Ryan is.
All right. And as you do, Paula follows along, and she'll just mutter, "So I guess we're in this together."
I'm not letting another friend of mine die in these fucking woods. It's such a stupid place to die. Why?
And on that,
James.
and on that cry, we will jump to Myth. You are trying to look for Howard Hanratty, right?
I actually want to look for Jack Ferrier directly. I wanted to ask why my brother and why my brother specifically, and what really happened to Leon.
No.
It's Leon, right? Yeah, Leon.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. All right. So I'll say it takes you a while because you can see, like, obviously there are commotions throughout town. And so just following the gossips and the rumors, you're eventually able to lead to where Jack Ferret is shooting his next bit. And he is actually doing it like around here, like towards the northern side of town, somewhere like, in this area over here. And so you head towards in that direction, and as you get closer, again, you see cars, you see bodies moving, you see the tapes cordoning off the area. And as you get closer, one of the sort of like the runners, they're about like sort of like not the runners, like the security, just goes like, "Hold. Beyond this point is for cast and crew only."
I'm gonna like take out the contract and then go wave it at the person's face. I'm like, I'm here to see Mr. Ferrier, important business.
He sort of like frowns at you, this kid that is just waving a contract in front of him, and he just goes, "Oh, whatever, make it quick," and he allows you to pass through. And as you go in, you begin to see like the hustle and bustle, the tents, the chairs, people discussing stuff, cameras being like attached onto the tripods, talking, screens here and there. And again, you see like some familiar faces, some not. You notice you can see like in huddled in one corner, Maya Lynn Simmons, the female lead of the movie, just going through her script. Standing in front of her is the male lead of the show, which you know to be Derek McAllister. This is the first time you met him. He's like this extremely very charming and charismatic looking guy, you know, like very like, you know, brown haired, stylish. He's like, you know him as the throughout like just in films in general, even if you don't watch it, he is well known as the one who plays the heartthrob of many a romantic comedy. So this is a bit of a genre shift for him to play the main character in a horror movie. And so you just see them like sort of like rehearsing lines, and you sort of like duck and weave through, and eventually you head to beneath one of these tents, and you can see the familiar face of Jack Ferrier standing over there discussing something with his camera guy. And as you are approaching, he sort of lifts his eye and sees you, and you can see his eyes brighten, and he goes like pats his hand on the camera guy's shoulder a bit, and then he sort of like ducks around and head towards you. Mr. Rodriguez, I'm surprised to see you here. I wasn't expecting to see you again.
Yeah, me too. But I have some questions that I really wanted to ask, and I needed to make sure that my brother wasn't around to hear this.
No, I guess you can step into my, it looks like my private corner, I guess, and he sort of shuffles you towards one side where it's still busy, people are still wandering around, and it's literally just an empty spot at the film set. And he turns to you, all right, shoot.
So it really didn't cross my mind when I was offered the opportunity, or my brother was offered the opportunity first. But why my brother? I mean, there are a lot of kids in Creek Hollow. Why specifically him?
Well,
I remember Howard mentioned him by name.
yeah, okay, so I do things a bit differently from some of the other directors. I have a casting director that works for me. Hired her a couple of months ago. Great work. She likes to go to our shooting location and scout some talents for our guest stars and, you know, background background casting. And your brother is one of the ones that she recommended to me. And so, being that she has been working with me for quite a while and I trust her work, I decided to hire him. It's as simple as that.
Your casting director.
Yeah.
Can I put 2 and 2 together? Like the casting director is Lisa.
I mean, I can say that your character can suspect this, but whether you can confirm it or not is another question.
I'm gonna see that. Your casting director. So you told me that she's in the town for a couple of weeks now, before you guys came in.
Yeah, weeks or months. You know, funny story. I've actually never met her. She prefers to do everything over the phone and by email. Says it helps her focus, or whatever. You know how creative people are. Like, I should know. I'm a creative myself. And he just laughs.
Okay. Another question that the main reason why I didn't really wanted to sign the paper. I really need to know what truly happened to Leon.
No, I mean, he's fine. After his shoot was finished, he has another gig that was shooting somewhere north, and so his parents brought him there after the shoot because it is a very tight timelines. You know, these indie actors.
I'm gonna sign. I knew what happened on set was real, not fake blood and all that. Was real. What happened?
Make a grit check of 12. 14.
Explode. You have to explode, right?
You can do
Wait.
it.
I think grit is my dumb stat if I'm not wrong. If I don't remember wrong.
Oh, you can explode multiple times.
Yeah, you can. Explode.
Yeah.
Explode.
How much again?
14.
14. Wait, what do I get when I talk to adults again? Do I get a +3 or is this considered persuading or resisting persuasion?
Yes, I'll allow you to get a +3 for this.
Come on, big money. Fuck.
Okay, you. But market adversity token. Okay.
Even with my big numbers, my 30 on perception,
So as
I
you,
still fail.
yeah, so you say that all seriously. He looks at you seriously as well. Then he just bursts out laughing. Well, I have been told in the industry that my prosthetics and practical effects are top notch. So, really got you, didn't you? Don't worry about it. Leon is fine. It is just a suit. I know it looks really realistic, but no actor was harmed in the process of making this film. I can assure you on that. It wouldn't do for me to kill off my actors, you know. I'm trying to groom a new generation.
Huh?
That sounded way creepier when I say it out
Yeah.
loud.
Yeah.
What I mean is I want to give a chance for younger talents to spread their wings when they otherwise wouldn't be given an opportunity. It's Hollywood. It's a very cutthroat business.
Uh-huh.
Anywho, what was your casting director's name again? Since she's been asking around town, definitely this is a small place.
Oh yeah, her name's Carmilla.
Carmilla.
Or is it Camilla?
Conrad.
I always call her Mrs. Briggs. You know, surname. Professional standards, you know. But I think she's Camilla.
Camilla Briggs.
Yes.
Then I'm gonna okay, thank you for the info to put my thoughts at ease. Mr. Farrier, is
Uh,
there if there's any chance at all, if we have any second thoughts about the contract, is it possible for me to come back for the shoot?
Of course, my doors are always open to you and your brother. Feel free to drop by any time.
Just gonna nod and I'm gonna okay. Can I look at the time? Is it about time that I were to meet Dustin in Blockbuster?
Yeah, I'll say around is like just after 5. So you still have about an hour or so.
I need to find out who's this Carmilla Briggs. I'm gonna just note. Thank you for your time, Mr. Farrier. I do not want to disturb you anymore in your filming. I
Oh.
understand tomorrow is your last day.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. I planned everything out. I think I'm going to get everything done ahead of schedule. I mean, do you want to stay around? I mean, it's a long walk here from school, right? I mean, it's probably just after school for you. I mean, you can chill here if you want. Watch a master at work.
You know what? I do have some time to kill. Sure, why not?
Great. Take a seat. I'm just about to start. And he heads out and he begins, and you just sit down and you watch and just kill some time here. And as we do that, we are going to cut back to Cyrus and Dustin. What are the two of you up to?
Okay. I'm just gonna look, Dustin. I don't have the time to argue with you here, so just go look for your brother. And I just dash away, heading to the location. Was it behind Pillar and More?
Yes.
Around here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Just
right.
start. And then before I go, as I actually going, I just oh wait, Dustin, tell your brother my name is Cyrus, not Citrus. Thank you. And then just go.
And then just book it. Dustin, what is your response as Cyrus just Usain Bolt away?
Your name
My
is
leg.
not Citrus after all? Okay. No. Okay. Then.
Just a parting psychic damage shot.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh man, I really need some action right now.
Wow.
My leg is longer. You cannot chase me.
Biology.
You can try. You can try. You can certainly try.
Wow.
I want to try.
Oh, you're gonna chase after him?
I'm gonna chase
It has
after him.
higher flight, right?
Yes. Okay. So
Yeah, he's like,
what this is gonna amount to is Cyrus and Dustin. I would like both of you to make flight checks. Dustin, you need to roll higher than Cyrus's flight check in order to catch up with him.
oh, that's not gonna be hard at all.
Ooh, contested roll.
Yes.
Uh,
This is technically not how this works, but I am doing it this way because it's easier.
Yeah.
Wait, I have a +1 for flight.
Oh yeah,
Does
yeah,
that
because
work?
you're a kid.
come on, you roll first. I want to see how how.
Yeah, everything counts.
Set the mark.
So I
Oh,
need to-
Baby.
You're
next
screwed,
symbol.
Citrus.
Six.
I need
Citrus, man, you're not getting there, my man.
Man,
Unless
I did explode like twice.
Yeah. Come on, you can
Oh.
do it, Dustin. You can do it, Cyrus.
Never mind. I'm square. My leg is apparently kind of short.
Okay. Okay, I will just say that you begin to run, and then Dustin just starts booking after you. You know, like, in Terminator Judgment Day where the T-1000 just... And then it's basically Dustin after you. And Cyrus, for a second, you're like wondering, what has this child's mom been feeding him?
What the fuck?
I am not gonna let go until you tell me what's going on.
And I would say you run until like around here, like this part,
Whoa.
before before you catch up.
What the hell have you been eating? You're
Plop.
supposed to- or something.
Okay.
It's a health bar, bro. It's a health bar.
Yeah. Oh, and Cyrus, you get an adversity token.
Look, I only have one token. It's like,
Yeah, no, I mean you get one now.
okay, I get one now.
Yeah, because technically you failed.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Oh,
Myth, you get one as well because of the failed grit check.
Ah.
All right, so now that Dustin has caught up with you, Cyrus, what do you do?
I have drugs.
Whoa.
Just saying.
Oh,
That's,
wow.
that's me saying, not Cyrus.
Okay.
Man.
Do I see the gun now?
No, it's in
my
his bag. Yeah, it's in his bag.
Not see through. You can run fast, but not see through bags. Oh,
I'm going to climb up to him. Like, he's taller than me, right? I'm smaller.
So you climb him
I
like a
climb-
tree.
Climb up like a tree, baby.
Okay, so he's basically forced himself into a piggyback on you.
wait, where are we right now?
Around here.
Close to the library. That's a safe spot to, put that unconscious cow in.
All right, so you're gonna walk towards the library.
I gotta say this. I can do this all day.
Why are you, Captain America?
Just hugging you like a koala bear. And so you begin to walk with this extra load up towards the direction of Creek Hollow Library. And as you do, you pass by like this little area over here, which is a small little neighborhood. And as you walk up along it, Dustin, it looks familiar. And then you look around. To your left, you see an empty property lot, overgrown with grass and weeds surrounded by a picket fence. Then you look to your right, and you see a house. And as you do, an image flash in your head. The house from your dream. And then the flash disappears, and it is that house over here. And as that hits you, I would like you to make another grit check for me. Grit check of 10. You get an adversity token. And Cyrus, as you are watching with this child clamp onto your back, all of a sudden, the grip goes slack, and he slips off of your back, and you hear a
Wait, he fell down?
yeah. You turn around and you see Dustin slump onto the ground, unconscious.
Okay. That's convenient.
So what do you do?
I'm just gonna drop him by at the library and then head to the spot myself.
Okay, so you scoop him up, and you're not even worried that he just passed out randomly. You're just like, oh, convenient. And just carries him.
It's like, oh, makes it easier for me.
Yeah, I mean, either way, he's gonna, take a nap.
All right.
Oh.
All right.
I see.
So you carry him, walk into Creek Hollow Library. The librarian at the desk, you know her as Margaret. She has been the librarian of Creek Hollow Library for like over 50 years. And so you enter, and she sort of looks at you carrying Dustin, and she sort of like frowns at you. Like, good afternoon. What are you doing?
So he's just taking a nap after playing. Kids. Very active. Tired. Sleep. Yes.
All right, just put him somewhere there. I'll keep an eye on him.
Yes.
Yeah, and you can see the way she's looking at you. She knows who you are, and she has the look of someone is the sooner this child is away from this person, the better.
Okay.
And so you place Dustin onto a couch, and he just slumps over there. You sort of look him over a bit, and then you turn around and you leave, and you head towards the location where Lisa asked you to meet, leaving Dustin behind. And inside your mind, Dustin, you are once more standing in front of this building, but now it looks livelier. It's almost like you are disembodied, like you're looking through a different sight, like a bird's eye view. And you see two people standing in front of this house, a man and a woman. And the woman is holding a baby, and the man is sort of like has his hand over her shoulders, and he goes, "Welcome home, honey." And then he looks at the baby, and welcome home to the newest addition to our family. Our sweet baby boy. And the two of them head towards the house. And then your vision fades. And then when it comes back to you, you are looking up onto the ceiling of a house at the glaring ceiling lamp above you, and you can hear like frantic movement around the house, and you can hear a woman's voice going, "Come on, faster, what else are we missing?" And then you can hear another man's voice going, "No, leave those behind, just pack whatever is necessary, we don't know when they'll get here." And they just begin and you can see like a figure sort of like pass by across you in your vision, and it takes you a minute to realize that you are lying on top of a table. You are now a baby, seemingly experiencing something through the eyes of this baby. And you can hear the sound of packing and things like that. And all of a sudden, the lights of the house go down. What's going on? And she sort of looks around, and then you can hear the man's voice go, "Don't worry. It's just a power outage. We're fine." And then you hear the sound of a door being broken open and being broken and creaking open. And then you hear the voices, the woman's voice go, "They found us." And then the man's voice goes, "No, shh." And then you hear, "Look, I already told you, we want out. We want nothing to do with this anymore. Okay? So just leave. Leave or we'll call the sheriff." And then there's just silence. And then soft footsteps heading deeper in the... I said, back off! Back off now! And then you hear... And you can hear the sound of struggle. And then you hear the woman sort of like yelp a bit, and then more footsteps and sound of thrashing. The sound of struggle and flesh impacting flesh. And then you hear the woman scream out a cry of loss and pain before you hear that scream goes into a choking sound. And then you hear more shuffling as if someone is being strangled and their limbs are spazzing against the floor. And then silence. And then footsteps begin to approach. And then you hear this soft humming. And as it does, you see a silhouette of a humanoid figure approach the very edge of your vision. As it does, then you hear a knocking sound from the other side of the house, the front door. Hello? And you hear it's a woman's voice muffled through the door. A voice that sounds younger. And a voice that is familiar to you, Dustin. More knocking. Carlisle? Alice? You there? And then the door not rattled. It opens. What? The door opens. And then the silhouette at the corner of your eyes backs away. And then on the other side of your vision, you see a figure approach. Carlisle? Alice? Preparations are done. We can get you out of town tonight. Oh God. And then a figure runs past your vision towards the back. Oh my God. Carlisle! Alice! No! Shit! And then you hear a bit of scrambling. And then the sound of numbers being pressed on a phone. And then, come on, pick up. Well, Peterson, you have to get to the Hendersons now. Something has happened. I don't know. They're dead. I think they got to them. Just get here. And then the phone hangs. And then, oh God. Shit. Pacing around, and then rapid footstep heads, and then you see a face appears in front of you, and it is a face that you know. It is the face of Maria, your adoptive mom, but looking much younger. No eye bags under her eyes and without any wrinkles at the corners. And goes, oh no. And she reaches out and holds onto you and lifts you up. It's okay. You're safe now. You're safe. And you feel hands patting on your back. I won't let anything happen to you. And then everything fades into darkness. And then you wake up. And you look around. And you realize that you are in the Creek Hollow Library. You don't know how you got here. But yes, as you regain consciousness, what is going through your head right now?
Woo. She's beautiful. Maria.
Yep, back when life was less stressful. When the crushing weight of death have not settled in yet.
I'm glad I hugged her. I'm glad I hugged her on the way out from home this morning.
All right, and And with that information, I'm gonna swap to someone else just to give you some time to process what has happened.
Yep. Thank you.
Yep. And we're gonna go to Cyrus first. So you are heading towards where Lisa asked to meet you, right?
Yes.
Okay. As you did, I would like you to make a brains check for me. This will be a 18.
What? Brain?
An 18 brains check.
I don't have a plus one for that. So I'll explode 2 times for that shit.
Oh no.
Never mind.
Okay.
Adversity token.
Yep, you get an adversity token. So you're making your way towards the old Myers place that Lisa asked you to meet. And you don't notice this as you're like sort of walking towards it. For a second, you sort of pause and look around. You know, you just have this feeling at the back of your neck like you're being watched, but you look around. You don't really see anything. So you shake it off and you continue walking. And as you do, behind you, several buildings down, a figure steps out from behind that building and watches you go. Just like, think of it as like a lower camera angle where we just see a pair of feet step up into view and just stands there and presumably watches you as you walk away. And eventually you arrive at where you are meant to, like in this area, this is more of the industrial area of town, and you can see most of it has been condemned. All of it has closed down, be it because of like foreclosure or bankruptcy. Most of it are down, run down, like rust. All the chain link fences that ring them all rusted. Some of them even have like tractors and like equipment lying around that's just scattered about. Except for Pillant and More, the only building that looks pristine in this area. Your father's workplace. But that is not where you're going to. You're going to the building next to it. And this one is a smaller factory place. If you remember correctly, back in the day, this is the place that used to be one of those canned food processing plant, but has since closed down in favor of a different factory and another part of Creek Hollow. And this is sort of like a relatively small building. The chain link fence is open, so you can walk in easily enough, and it looks a bit eerie, you will not lie. Like the place is run down, there are like bits and pieces here and there that is sort of like collapsed in, so there are holes on the roof and a bit on the walls. But yes, you have arrived at the old Myers place. What do you do?
I'm gonna cautiously walk in, you know.
All right. You walk in. The door in front of this factory is already open. You can walk in easily, walking up the steps. And inside here, you enter into a long hallway, and you can see there are like a couple of branching corridors past it, and doors here and there. Some of them are open. You can see what seems to be like a staff room, a office space, a break room, and you just sort of like walk through it, and eventually you pass through a much larger double door and enter what seems to be like the main work area here. You can see like machineries and conveyor belts throughout the area, just weaving through, forming almost like a maze work of like equipment and machinery around the place. And the light of the sun is still streaming in, so it is still fairly dark, but in the places where the sun don't shine, it is dark, and it casts like strange gripping shadows along the walls. And you sort of take a minute to look around warily, and you don't see anyone here. Do you kill some time here, or are you gonna go around and explore?
I'm gonna go around and explore and see if there's any particular reason why Lisa wants us to be here.
All right.
You know, to see if there's anything that stands out.
Okay. So you begin to walk around, and this factory isn't that big. You gather that it is the front part of the factory is like sort of like the business area where the staff break room are, and at the back here is where the actual work takes place. So you sort of look around. You don't really see anything of note here. Mostly you're just like fascinated by the machine. You've never seen anything like this, or you've never been inside a factory before. So just looking at everything, you're just like, huh, that's pretty cool. And just walking around, your footsteps echoing really loudly throughout this space. And then you hear doors closing. And you turn to look in the direction. It did not originate from where you came in from, but from another direction, somewhere further back on the opposite side of where you came into this area from. But you do not see the door from here where you are. What do you do?
I'm just gonna say, anyone there?
No answer.
Gonna be. I guess at this point I'm just gonna go and investigate. Where the sounds comes from.
All right, you begin to walk towards that direction. Sorry, weaving through some of the conveyor belts and the rusted and time-ravaged machineries. Just walking around, looking at where you saw it. Don't really see anything. Don't really hear anything as well. And then eventually you round one corner and then you see a door. You're the nondescript gray door that probably leads to the back part of the factory, or maybe lead out the back way of the factory, and it is shut. And you just look at it for a moment, and then you hear a voice behind you goes, "Hey, Cyrus." And it is a voice that is familiar to you, but not the voice that you expected. And when you turn around, you see Patricia, James's mom, standing there. And she looks like hell. There are bags under her eyes, and her eyes are red as if she's been crying. Her graying hair is a mess, and her clothes are a bit frumpy and sort of like worn out as if she hasn't showered in like a couple of days. And she sort of like have a bag slung across her shoulder, and her expression just looks dead, and she's just looking at you.
Miss Patricia? What are you doing here?
I could ask you the same question.
I was asked to come here.
Did you now? By who? You were with my son, right? That day, and she begins to slowly walk. Her footsteps echoing throughout the space. Not really getting closer towards you, but just, almost like prowling around you.
Yes, I was with James that day.
And how is it that my dear boy is dead and 6 feet under the ground, and you are here?
I don't know. I really don't, which is why I'm here.
Oh, don't play dumb. And you can see she sort of loses her patience, but I know all about your family's little secret, your father's brother, and all the things that came with it. I know about your little mystery. And you can see she gains a little manic look in her eyes. And he looks towards you. You have it too, don't you? Farmer Smith's little gift that he passed on to you, to his family. And that is what killed my boy, didn't it? Just like the way it killed your grandparents. Huh? Did you kill my boy? And she takes a couple of steps towards you.
I don't really understand what you're talking about.
Oh, don't play dumb. I know your family's really good at pretending like the truth doesn't exist, but we all knew. We just chose to ignore it in order to respect your privacy. But we all knew. We all knew what Carlos did. We knew that he killed his parents. We knew that he passed it on to you, that your family's blood is tainted and that you carry the curse as well. We all know the rumors. So tell me, Cyrus, did your curse take my boy too? Did it?
Oh, shut it. You're not the only one suffering. I just found out all about this shit, about my ancestor, about... I don't know. I don't even know I have an uncle. How the fuck do I know I'm related to Farmer Smith? No one told me a thing. You think you're the only one suffering? I lost my best friend that day.
Yes, you did. And I lost a son. And a husband. And someone has to pay. And she unzips her bag. Someone has to pay, and she reached into it. And she pulls out a shotgun. And she aims it at you. And we're going to cut to Saf.
Oh, I kind of... Oh, wow.
We're just
You
gonna...
see that GM, that evil GM laugh. That's just like, ha ha ha. I feed off of your shock. I feed off of your misery.
Yeah. All right. So we now go to Saf. You are with Paula. Both of you following Ryan, deeper into the forest, him holding his hunting rifle that he probably just bought from Harris Hardware. You can see like the price tag is still hanging from like the trigger or
My
something.
goodness. That is so.
And at this point, the forest is sort of like getting a bit darker and darker. And Ryan sort of pulls out a flashlight and turns it on. And he's like, sort of like leans down and he reaches into his bag and he pulls out a duct tape and he tapes the flashlight onto the front of his rifle. And he sort of like gives you a look. Oh, not really. Just like sort of like almost like a guilty smile and goes, like, see, I came prepared. And he just wrap it off, put the duct tape away, and continues walking with the flashlight in front of the gun.
Ryan, you don't want to do this.
And you
Ryan,
don't.
do you even know how to use a gun?
I know enough.
You know enough?
My dad brought me
From
hunting.
where?
My dad brought me hunting a couple of times.
We don't even know what this thing is. How can you hunt it in the first place? Ryan, please, Ryan, I don't want to be here. It's getting dark. The
Look,
fact that you have to have a flashlight. Come on, Ryan. Let's just go home. Ryan, we can, like I said, we can just leave the rifle behind, and then we'll walk out of here and pretend like nothing happened. Right? I won't tell anyone. We won't say a word of what this is to anyone. We don't have to explain. We just leave it behind, and we go. Okay? It's getting dark. I don't want to be here, and I don't want you to be here. Okay? So let's just go.
okay, make another charm check. This will be another 16.
Okay.
Again, you're not turning him away. Think of it as a multiple stage kind of like situation.
Yeah. Okay, please.
You
Times
get
of adversity, you will need it.
Yep, you are getting a lot of adversity this session, which will be useful probably.
Goodness gracious.
Oh,
And you hear Ryan says, "Look, I appreciate the two of you for keeping me company, but you don't have to be here. This is between me. This is my job. My dad's the mayor. That means that once he resigns, and It is my responsibility, okay? The people of this town. If my dad won't protect Creek Hollow, and if Deputy Mayor Borman won't do it, then I have no choice but to pick up the slack.
Ryan, who said it was your job? You're a kid. We're all kids. Ryan, we're not in some kind of royalty where we're in England and family matters about this kind of thing. Please, you don't have to do this, okay? You might be the kid of the mayor, but what does that even mean? The mayor is elected. It's not familial, you know? Like it's not your responsibility to shoulder. You're just a kid. Please. Let's just go, please. Like I said, we can Ryan, I don't want to keep I don't want to keep having to do this again and again. Please. I don't want to lose another friend.
Look, you don't understand. It is hereditary for me, and you know that Creek Hollow's mayor have always been the Vanderbites from its inception. And he turns around to you don't understand. I have to wait. Did you hear that?
Ryan?
And he looks around.
Ryan?
Wait, shh. I think there's something here. And he holds the gun in front of him. Be quiet.
Ryan, let's go. Let's just fucking go. I don't want to be here. And Paula's here.
Shh. You hear rustling in the distance, and he turns his gun towards in that direction. Like it is still fairly bright. Like it is getting a bit like you can still see even without the flashlight. It just helps you see a bit better. And he turns towards and looks around. And then from the other side, and he whips around as well. And then Paula behind you is like, I have a bad feeling about this. I think we should go.
Ryan, please, let's just go. We can leave right now. You don't have to be here.
Make another charm check, this time 12. You can see fear is getting to him a bit. And common sense from your earlier success is seeping him. His mind, he's no longer as lost into his anger as he was. Due to your first success.
You have a token.
Alright. Well, you get another adversity token.
I'm stacking them racks on racks on racks, baby.
Yeah. You will need it. And he goes,
God,
look,
fuck.
Paula, just back away. Go. And he aims his gun again.
Ryan, I'm not leaving you here. We can go, please.
And with that, he turns towards you and goes, look, Saf, please just go. And you hear a loud explosion of like something large crashing through foliage, and you hear and Ryan just backs, oh fuck, and leans back, and all of you stumble backwards onto your back and scrambles backward before pushing yourself back. And then Ryan has his gun in front of him, his hand shaking, eyes wide looking forward, and goes, what the hell? And in front of you, about 20 feet away, having just lurched itself through foliage and trees, you can see the tree that it crashed through sort of like cracks and bends a bit, and it begins to creak forward as it cracks and on the verge of collapsing. And you see this large creature, maybe 8 feet tall if it's standing straight, this humanoid hunched figure with defined muscle and skin of an ashen gray, bent down almost like in a gorilla stance, but its hands ends in, it looks almost extremely humanoid-like, but elongated, and ends in these sharp claws. And its body is a bit lithe, and it's wide, but it's extremely lithe and skinny, like its skin is stretched over ribs, giving it almost a very contortionist body to it. And its head has long, stringy black hair hanging down the side, probably would have gone down to mid back if it was standing straight, and it's this face that catches you. This large eyes of pure black that reflects the light from Ryan's torch, just causing it to almost glow white, and it has this like almost like a compressed nose with slits along the side of it, and its mouth looks like it is wrinkled down, like it is lipless and sort of like curled in towards its gum, where sharp incisors extend out, with its canines being extremely long. And you can see there's the way it's hunched, you can see the spine definition is out, and there's like tuft of hair here and there along that runs down its back. And just looking at this creature, it has a almost bat-like quality to its appearance, but without the wings. And it's just crouched over there, growling with a bit of drool trickling down its incisors. And you can see Ryan's hand is shaking a bit and looking. And I will need you, Saf, to roll a grit check of 10 to see if you panic or not at the sight of this creature.
Oh my fucking god, I'm panicking. Grit?
Yes, of 10.
Do I want to use adversity tokens? Do I need to? I feel like
It's up to
10,
you.
right?
Yes, 10.
This check is for what again?
To see if you panic or not.
I'm gonna let myself panic.
Okay, so you get an adversity token.
Yes.
Okay, so how does Saf panicking happen in this situation?
Staff panicking in this situation would would look like like 100% cursing Ryan out, just being like, "This was such a fucking bad idea. I don't know why I followed you here. I don't know why we're here. I don't know why I even followed you here when I know it's dangerous here. What? And they at first try to like grab Ryan, but don't know how Ryan is gonna react to that, so they kind of are not 100% into grabbing Ryan, but they do try and grab Paula and try to just book it.
All right. So as you do that, you reach behind to grab Paula. As you sort of like move backward, your legs shift and you hear a twig crack underneath your feet. And as it does, the creature rears its head and lets out another loud screech, and then jumps, charge forward, and then you hear Ryan goes, "Run!" and he shoots. And then the creature jerks in midair and crashes into the ground, off balance and off trajectory. And then Ryan turns around and looks towards the two of you. "Run! Go! 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 Now!" And I'm guessing you run.
Yes, I'm running.
All right, make a flight check. This will be a 7. And we will get to the result as we go to Myth.
No. I'm gonna let it fail.
Oh, interesting. All right. But we will go to the consequences of that once we go to... All right, so Myth, you've spent like almost an hour here watching Jack Ferrier at work. They're like filming, again, these all seem to be pickup shots, like conversations between the male and female lead, and also shots of just like in general the environment, like, you know, the kind of things that are like sort of like filler shots, like establishing shots usually put into films to establish new scenes and things like that. This very much seems like the agenda for Ferrier's day today. But yeah, by this point the sun is beginning to set. It is about time that you meet up with your brother at the Blockbuster.
Yep, I'll get up. I'll thank Jack Ferrier for his time, being questioned, and then answering, being so friendly. But I still have a lingering suspicion.
All right. He goes, "You sure you don't want to stay? We have dinner. We have free dinner."
Nah, I don't want to keep you away. I don't want to keep you away from your job. I gotta go somewhere.
All right. Hope to see you tomorrow then.
Yep, just like that. Yeah, sure, maybe.
All right. And you walk away from the film set and you are let out fairly easily. And as you are walking towards the blockbuster, what is going through Myth's head right now?
Yeah, I was gonna think about what was mentioned by Mr. Ferrier. Like there's this casting director, but it is so mysterious that Jack Ferrier never met her before, but yet she agrees to like do like such an important thing. Like something doesn't add up.
Okay, so your conspiracy theorist mind is rotating. All right.
It's so weird. I still won't believe that even Jack Ferrier says it's like 10 times I asked 10 times it's fake. I still won't believe it because I saw it with my own two eyes. I crit that shit twice.
Okay, fair enough. All right. And so, with all of these questions rummaging through your head, you make your way towards the blockbuster. Dustin, what are you doing after waking up from your vision or dream?
Yeah, I wake up from the vision. I run to the librarian. Mrs. Librarian, did you see a guy that carried me here? He's in some kind of danger. I gotta know where he is. Do you know where he gone?
I mean, I don't know. He just dropped you off here and he went off. He didn't tell me where he goes. Look, kid, I don't think you should associate yourself with him. I'm sure you've heard the rumors around town.
Yes, I do, but you are wrong. He's a good friend. He's a good friend, and he's my friend. And he's in some kind of trouble, and I gotta save him.
Make a charm check. Make it a 6. Because you are a 10-year-old saying, I'm gonna go save my 15-year-old friend who may or may not be in a cult.
You know? Makes sense.
Hey.
Okay. Look, do you want me to call your mom or something?
No, dude, no. Never mind. I run out and
Oh, wait. And you just run out.
yeah.
All right.
But first, I want to go to the house. I want to go to my house, my
Your old
parents'
house.
house. Yes.
Okay. You head towards your old house, and yeah, easy enough. It is just across the street from you, and yeah,
Yes.
there it stands. The house from your dreams, but now significantly more rundown, and it has a sign stabbed into the front lawn that says "condemned."
Is the door still there, or
Yeah, the door is closed, the front door. But you remember from your vision, the back door was broken into by whoever it was that killed the 2 people inside your dream.
I'm going in?
All right. You begin to circle around and enter from the back of the house. And as you do, you step in. This leads you to a small little kitchen area. Everything is covered in layers of dust. You can even see like old police tapes just hanging along the floor. And as you do see like there are some stains, dark stains on the wooden floorboards, sunken in after all these years. And what does it how do you feel being back here? Just looking here, you do see occasionally as you look around, your vision flashes to what this place looked like before it became condemned. During your vision when you were seemingly a child looking around.
Even younger than a child, I think a newborn baby. Even so, I think the emotion is running very high in Dustin. I am devastated. But I have more important things to check, so I sort of put my emotion aside.
All right.
I want to touch the black glue.
The dark
I saw.
stain.
Yes, the dark stain.
All right. So, all right, you touch the stain. Make another grit check for me. This will be a 7.
Great.
Ooh,
Uh-oh.
one more.
Oh,
You want to
wait.
spend one more?
Thank God. Okay, when did I cut off?
That's a
You
good
just said
question.
said the grit check 7, right?
Okay, yeah, it is a 7. So,
Yeah, it was just there.
yeah, all right, I am back. Okay, so yeah, do you want to spend an adversity token to make that a success?
I don't know about the dark stain, do I?
Huh? Yeah, I mean, just from your vision, you gather that this is probably where.
I will spend it. I will use the adversity token.
All right. You spend the adversity token in order to succeed on the roll. Okay, wait, is my stream running? Because it's not showing it running on my screen.
Hold on. I'm trying to see, but my data right now is so dog.
Let me try then.
Oh no.
I don't think it shows that you're streaming right now.
Yeah, but
No.
It's not.
Yeah, no, you're. Oh, now you're live.
Oh yes, you are.
Now you're live.
because
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, you're back.
oh god. All right, because it's showing my session as just 0, which is very unfortunate. But
Oh no.
but the stream is live on your end, right?
Wait, double check again.
For
It
me,
was.
double
It was
check.
just now.
Wait, so it's
Yeah,
not
just
now?
now it was. Now it's not. I don't see it.
Oh
now
my
it's
god.
live.
Oh, now it's live.
Now is it?
Yes.
Oh my
No, it's
god.
not.
What is happening?
No, it's not.
Do I just press? Let's see what's happening.
Wow, you're gonna have to edit so many.
I
clips.
know this is gonna be rough.
Internet, don't die on me. Dustin gotta know what he got to know.
Okay, all right. So we are back.
Yeah, you're back.
You spend an adversity token in order to succeed on that roll, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
so-
I did.
So this means that you do not pass out as you touch the bloodstain. And as you do, you feel another sharp pain go through your head and you wince. And then your vision blacks out, and through it, you see another. You see the house as it once was, back before. And you are again this time sitting on. You are being carried, looking backwards towards the front of the house. And you can see like people mulling, one person walking around, someone dressed in a deputy's outfit, a much younger person that you don't recognize. And then you hear a man's voice go, "Damn it. They got to them. Do we know who?" And then you hear your mom's voice goes, "I don't know. By the time I came here, it was already over. What are we gonna do? Are they still in town? Are they still? I thought all of them were dead. You know, from back then. I don't know. Maybe more of them came back." The man say, "Probably the sheriff. Look, and he pauses for a bit. "We can't let this get out to the worst of town. It'll cause panic again. We've only just recovered from the tragedy of what happened those years ago. We're still recovering. This cannot get out." And then Maria goes, "What are we going to do?" "I don't know. We make it look like a suicide, a car accident, like the Hendersons were. Everyone knows that the Hendersons were going to leave town. So we make it look like a car accident, and nobody else will know but us. And then Mario goes, but what about him? And she jostles you a bit and goes, well, I mean, we can put him into foster care. And then Maria goes, no, we can't. You'll find him there. He's not safe. Then what do you propose we do? And then Maria seems to think for a bit. And then she goes, I'll take him in. Yes, we'll change his name. And he'll be safe. They won't find him. They won't use him. And I'll keep him safe. And then the sheriff goes, are you sure? If you do this, you put a target on your back. And then Maria goes, it's our only choice. I'm not leaving this child to die. And then silence for a bit. And then a voice, the sheriff's voice goes, all right, I'll handle the paperwork. You just bring him to his new home. And then Maria goes, thank you. And then she turns around and begins to walk towards the front door. As she does, you see the back of the sheriff walking towards the back of the kitchen where there are two covered up shapes on the ground. And as you are being let out of the house, you hear Maria's voice go, much cheerful. You hear that? You're going to be living with me now. What are we going to call you? I've always liked the name Dustin. Do you like that? And then you come back to yourself, you stagger backwards, and you are back to the present day inside the house that used to be yours. What do you do?
Not another migraine. No, okay. So mom has been lying to me all the while.
For a given definition of lie, depending on how you see it, I guess.
I gotta tell Myth. Wait, no. I gotta find Cyrus.
Where the guy? I don't know what's happening to my internet right now.
Oh,
Just like my internet.
it's Max's.
No, it's not Max's.
Go check for magnets. Go check for magnets.
Oh my god. Alright. Oh god, I have so much editing to do later. It's gonna be so many videos.
It is.
But yes, Dustin, what do you do now?
Again, I'm going to put my emotion aside and I want to find any...
Oh, you really have a lot of emotion.
It is.
Dude, 10 years old should not be going through this.
Oh man, I can't take this anymore. Yeah, and I want to look for more clues in the house before I head to the house opposite then. Opposite my house.
Oh, you mean the it's just an empty property lot across from you.
Oh, is it the one with pink curtain?
No, that is your house.
Oh, that's my house.
Yes.
Oh, an empty lot.
An empty lot across from your house.
Okay. Can I go inside to check? Just to take a look around.
You mean your house upstairs, is it?
Yeah.
Alright, easy enough. But as you do that, we'll cut to Myth for a bit. Man, sorry, Myth. Things are happening to the other three that you're being a bit left out. So
This is my slice of life moment.
This is your B plot moment.
Lol.
This is your B plot moment.
This is my slice of life moment. You're like, okay, everything else shit is happening right. Meanwhile, I'm so oblivious. I'm sitting around there. That's Dustin. Ah.
Alright. Alright. So yeah, that is basically you in the blockbuster right now, just browsing through the DVDs and it's the small little comic book section at the back, and your brother's not here.
I'm gonna be. I would say I'll wait for like. He said an hour, so I'll wait for like maybe if it passed like half an hour, something's not right, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to look for Cyrus's friends.
Okay. Just so you understand this, if you commit to this, this means that we're just gonna focus on the other three for the rest of this game.
Yeah. I'm gonna commit on that. I'm gonna just listen. I'm very into listening to see Cyrus getting a shotgun blast to the face.
Oh man.
Oh, God.
Don't remind me. I mean,
Wow.
Alright.
You're just there in a blockbuster. Amazing. Very responsible. The oldest one of this group.
Yeah.
Alright.
Very responsible.
Alright. And with that, we're gonna cut back to Saf first. Inside the forest.
God.
You, Ryan, and Paula are just booking it through the forest running. And at the back you hear another roar. And foliage being uprooted, trunks being knocked aside. Just running at the back, and then Paula just running. You can hear Paula just, what the fuck is that thing? Just running, and Ryan's like, I don't know, just run. And then occasionally you can hear another shot fire at the back, and then another loud screech. But then you just continue running and running, and then at some point, as you run, Saf, your leg gets caught in an exposed branch, and you fall forward, and because of your momentum, you hit the ground. You actually roll, and you feel your shoulder gets jarred a bit, as if it's like half pulled out from your socket, but it doesn't quite pop back out, but it hurts like hell, and you're just curled up on the ground. And then you hear Paula's voice go, Saf! And then out the corner through your blurry eyes, you can see her stopping and running back towards you. And yeah, and Ryan also crouched down towards you. All right, Saf, you're right. We gotta go. We gotta go now.
Fuck. Oh god. Oh my god. Okay, I don't think me getting up or anything will help, so I'm just gonna be like, Ryan, you gotta carry me right now, bro. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, he doesn't even
And I'm, like,
hesitate. He grabs onto your shoulder and just he slungs you like a potato sack over one of his shoulder and begins running. No, but before he runs, like he just slungs you over. This is where your failed flight check happens. As that he sort of like pulls you up, he's like about to run, then he pauses. Oh shit!
What?
No,
Keep
shh,
running.
shh,
What?
no. It's right there. And then you hear yourself, and because of your position, you don't really see anything. Bro, all you see is like his butt or something because you're a potato sack.
Oh man.
And then, as he sort of like backs, just be quiet. As you hear like footsteps get closer towards you, and then you hear a loud roar, and you hear a stop. And as it does, then you hear another sound, another roar, but it sounds a bit different, a bit more high pitch, almost like a trill. And then, and this you can see as you look towards your right. You watch dirt and roots and bushes being upthrown as two large shapes crash onto the ground and starts rolling around. And one gets flung away, and you realize that is the bat-like monster that you saw. It gets thrown back, and it slams onto a nearby tree. It cracks it, and it falls onto the ground, and scrambles back to its feet. And it hisses at a new creature that just showed up. And this one is the thing that Cyrus saw. This large, rat-like creature, hunched over in its quadrupedal form. Long fingers that ends in claws, and it's covered in a thick coat of fur that is so long and thick that it looks like porcupine quills. But it is its face that draws your attention. This human-like face that is twisted into an amalgamation of man and rat, with long, the long buck teeth that rats have. and behind it, it has this long, ropey pink tail that just swish through the air, and it hisses at the bat-like creature. And then it lunges at it and crashes onto it, and slams onto the tree that the bat creature hit onto. And this time, it completely collapsed, and they begin to claw and slash at each other. And then, for a second, Ryan is like, "What the fuck is happening?" And then Paula is like, "Don't care about it, run!" And grabs onto Ryan's hand and begins to pull, and he begins to run with you on his shoulder. And as it does, Seth, from your position, you can see as those two creatures begin to fight in the background, slashing and hacking, biting and snapping at each other, just tearing into the black blood spilling and splashing everywhere as they just cut into each other. But it seems to have been distracted, and you, on Ryan's shoulder with Paula, runs further and further away from the commotion, and the sound of battle and combat begins to fade until it is just an echo in the distance. And now we are going to cut to Cyrus.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Patricia now has a shotgun aimed right at your face. How do you respond?
Ah, how do I respond indeed? Oh man.
Bite yourself, maybe you can turn into a rat. By the time I'm like,
Dude. And my blood.
Yeah, so as I'll say that in your shock at the shotgun, she's gonna go, get down on your knees, boy.
Uh-oh.
I'll just do as I ask and just like, look, I know you're
Shut
sad."
up! No,
Oh,
no,
oh,
just shut up. I'm not gonna let you put your curse on me with your words. I know what you're capable of. I know what your family's capable of. No. We turn a blind eye to you lot for much too long. We should have called you off from the stars. Otherwise, we wouldn't be in this situation. You probably had something to do with it, didn't you? My son's death. That boy from school. My husband. It's all you, and if it's not you, it's probably your shit parents or your family, your uncle, whoever.
keep telling yourself that. It's not gonna make it true.
Just always with a quick word, huh? Let's see you talk through this. She cocks her gun and aims, and she is gonna fire. How do you respond?
Wow. I'm 15 years old.
Yep.
Well, one of my strengths is cool under pressure. Can I try to dodge? I mean, at least move out of the way.
All right. Yeah. This will be a flight check. Okay, this will be up to you. You can use your grit check for this, but the DC will be much higher. Flight will be much lower. Flight will be around 5, but grit will be about 18.
It's a D6 and a D20, but oh man. A 5. Okay, I'll do flight.
Okay.
Dude. Cyrus, come on. Let's just talk about B Matrix.
You got adversity tokens, right?
I got
Right.
some. I should not have spent it avoiding my parents.
Yeah, this is what happens when you run away from your problems.
Oh shit!
All right, roll your flight, Cyrus.
I exploded.
Oh, thank God you exploded.
Oh, not bad. So she fires the gun, and you're like, "What the fuck?" You leap out of the way, and the scatter shot just slams onto the ground by where you're at, and you scramble behind a machinery and goes, "Hold still!" And she begins to aim and starts firing at you. What do you do?
Oh, dude. So I'm hiding behind a machinery right now.
Yes, and you can hear her stalking you, just walking. You're not gonna get away this time, Cyrus. Your family's gotten away with too much for far too long.
What kind of shotgun is she using? Is that a single pump those? Like
Yeah,
every time
it
you
is
shoot in the
it is the pump action shotgun, so it has like what 8 shots inside.
8 shots.
Yeah, or 6 or 8 around there. I don't know if shotguns, but it's those like boom, boom, that kind.
Yeah, not modern enough to have a auto shot.
No, this is not an
Yeah.
auto shotgun.
Yeah.
I was hoping she only had 1 shot. Oh man. You know?
It's not the 2 shots one, right? Just 2.
Yeah, the ACOG.
Yeah, no, this is not one of those,
no,
unfortunately. But yeah, what do? You hear her walking around, and she is getting very close to where she knows where you're hiding. She sees where you scramble off to. She's just taking precautions, but it's only a matter of time before she rounds the corner towards where you are. What do you do?
I mean, I'm not that good of a shoot. I have a gun, but dude, a handgun versus a shotgun. I don't want that. I don't want to kill as much, you know. I may have a gun, but I do not want to commit murder.
All right.
Oh, dude.
I mean, you don't have to. You can like shoot her foot or something.
Dude, I'm a 15 years old that have no shooting experience.
Oh no.
Just point it at the ground and hope for the best.
Yep. Yeah. What are you doing? She's about to round the corner.
I guess that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna
Shoot.
try to, you know.
Fire
Oh,
with
man,
fire.
she's not gonna be scared away. She's insane at this point.
Okay. So you're gonna pull out your gun and you're gonna shoot at her.
Shoot at her.
All right. Make a fight
No.
check.
Shoot at her. Not, you know, like in D&D, non-lethally.
Okay, fair enough. This will depend on your roll. So roll fight first, and I will roll for her fight.
Don't you have a +1 to
Yeah.
fight for teenagers?
Yes.
Yeah, I got +1.
But you are using a weapon you've never used before.
Oh, frick.
Also, it's a 0.
Yes.
Boo.
You know.
Explode,
Oh.
explode,
Oh.
explode.
Okay.
At least
Oh.
I missed, you know.
All right.
So I get shot,
Okay.
though.
So this is what happens.
That's okay, rolled low.
As she rounds the corner, you pull out your gun just in time, and her eyes widen as she sees the gun, and she pulls the trigger, and you pull the trigger at the same time. And you feel a sharp, searing pain on your shoulder as you recoil back. The gun flies up from your hand, and you collapse, and you're clutching your shoulder where the buckshots, a few of the shrapnels hit onto your shoulder. Thankfully, it's just against your shoulder and not like full on the chest. But you also hear like, ah, fuck, from Patricia as she sort of reels back, and you're just like clutching at your shoulder. And as that happens, we're just gonna cut a quick scene toward back into the forest where the rat monster is fighting the bat monster, and as it's the rat creature sort of like grab onto the rat and just push it aside. Well, the rat grabbed. I don't know why I call them rat and bat. It is so confusing for me as well. But yes, the rat creature grabbed onto the bat monster and shove it aside and hisses at it, and it's about to lunge at it before its head just turns and look in the direction of Creek Hollow into the town. And in that brief second, the bat monster leaps and sinks its teeth into the side of the rat's neck, and it hisses, it grabs onto it and shoves it aside, and the creature slams its head onto a tree and it collapsed. The bat monster trying to jump away from it, but it falls onto it and pins it down, and then the rat creature begins to run in the direction of the town. And we will cut back to you, Cyrus. Your shoulder is burning. The gun has slipped from your hand and slid a couple of feet away underneath one of the conveyor belts. Patricia is clipped on the shoulder. She's not as hurt as you, so she still has her shotgun, and she turns and looks towards you. You little brat! And he begins to walk towards you. What do you do?
Oh, shut it. Oh, Hank, you shot first. I tried to run.
All right, make another flight check. This will be quite high.
Oh no! Oh no!
Okay, take the adversity token, and I will describe what happened.
Oh, dude.
Okay, so you tried to get to your feet, and you for a second forgot that your shoulder is short, so you put your hand against the floor to push yourself up, and pain flares in your shoulder, and you crumble, falls back, and then you feel a hand roughly grab onto your shoulder and flips you onto your back, and a leg steps onto your stomach, and a gun aims at you. Hold still, you! And you can see Patricia has a manic look in her face, glancing down at you with the shotgun. And she goes, And she cocks the gun and goes, "This is for my boy and for my husband." And she begins to squeeze the trigger, and as she does, you for a second, your life flash before your eyes as you realize that, oh god, you're about to be shot in the face. And then something slams through the windows of the factory, shards of glass rain down, and Patricia just rears up. Oh, what? Holds her hand and looks in confusion, but before she can even react to it, something slams into her and yanks her off of you, Cyrus. You just hear a loud, familiar screeching sound, and then you hear Patricia scream and you hear the soft and as you sort of like push yourself up, you look towards your right and you see that familiar rat monster pinning Patricia against a nearby machine with its claws, for all four of it sunk into her body in a vertical row from her neck down towards her waist, and blood drips from it, and her shotgun slips from her grasp onto the ground, and you can see a trickle of blood comes out from her mouth, and she's like and she's looking at this twisted rodent-like face in front of her, and she just looks at it and her eyes are wide, and then she goes, "So it's true. How far you've fallen." And then she goes still. The claw retracts and Patricia's body falls onto the ground. And then the rat creature looks down at it. And then it turns and looks at you. What do you do? How do you respond? What is going through your head, basically?
I mean, first it's like, okay, I'm gonna die, probably because I didn't try hard enough to stop James. It's fine. I'm dead now. Next thing you know, I'm not dead. She's dead. By a creature that killed my friend?
And then it begins to pad towards you. And how do you respond to that?
I'm just gonna, he's walking. I mean,
Yeah,
the creature is like slowly crawling towards me, right? Or
Yes.
walking towards me.
Yeah.
I'm just slowly backing away. It's like, of course I'm backing away.
Yeah. And as you back away, it flinches a bit and it stops. And its face sort of like softens for a bit in a monstrous way. Then it just and then it leaps out from the hole that it came from. And you are left alone.
What the hell just happened?
And with that, we will cut to Dustin. You head upstairs inside your house. Looking through the different bedrooms, you see what seems to be a master bedroom. Most of it is empty as you look through the room. And then you see what seems to be a baby's room with a cradle in it, stuffed toys inside, with, that thing that dangles above, like, a baby.
Yeah.
The thing that spins. I forgot what they're called.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you, for a second, you feel, this is must have been your room back when you were a kid. And everything is just covered in dust. Like, there is nothing left in this house. And you remember from your vision the sheriff going, "I'll take care of it. I'll make it look like an accident when you're leaving town." So probably all of your parents' stuff have been packed away in order to facilitate that illusion. And as that thought sort of like hits you, you hear from the ground floor.
Okay. I'm strong enough to snatch off one of the toy from the thing that's tangling, right?
Yeah, I mean, easy enough. But it
I'll
won't make
take one.
noise.
Ah. Okay, I'll just leave it. I
Footsteps walking up the stairs.
Oh dear. I sneak. Wait. Okay. I want to hide.
Make a flight
But-
check against the enemy. Okay.
Flight. I have a +1 in flight.
Okay. All right. So this is what happens. You sort of like look around and you see like your old wardrobe. You go into it and hide yourself. Sort of like trying to keep as quiet as possible. Getting closer and closer. Sound of someone checking one of the other rooms. This one sounds closer. Your room. It enters, and through the sort of like you know how like some of those cupboard, they have like those slanted slates so that you can see through it a bit.
Yeah.
And so
I will
you
peek through.
yeah, so you look through that and you can't really make out much. What you see is a tall individual dressed in white walking around the room. Looking
It's a human.
yeah, it's a human shaped person. It's a person. I don't know why I say a human shaped person. Yeah, looking around. Then its head turned, and it looks,
No. No.
and then it walk towards, and then grabs onto the cover and open, and you flinch back, and you see in front of you is Howard Hanratty, the producer, looking down at you. There you are. And then he reaches out and grab onto your shoulder tight and pull you out of the wardrobe and go, "Should have signed the contract. Would have made things much easier for me," and shoves you out the door. Move. Do you comply?
I want to punch him into the face.
Oh, as you make to punch him, he reaches into his coat and pulls out the gun and points at you. "Don't try any funny business, boy. I'm sick
Okay.
and tired of babysitting duty." All right, just be a good boy and come with me.
Okay.
And he,
All right. Then should I will follow.
all right, and as you do, he walks towards you, places a hand on your shoulder, pushes you aside, and begins to lead you out of the house. And we're gonna cut to Saf running with Ryan through the forest with Paula close behind. Running through. You do no longer hear the monster screaming in the night, but sound still echoes all around you. You do not know whether you are being chased or not. And you're just sort of like flopping around on Ryan's shoulders. And they're running. And it's, for a second it was fine. And then you hear Paula's voice goes, "Look out!" And as she says that, gravity takes you. And for a brief moment, you feel weightless. And then it hits you. You and Ryan are falling. And then,
Falling?
yes, falling. And then you feel a jarring pain as you strike against rock. And then you begin to roll with Ryan as well alongside you. Occasionally, all your body twists over each other and begins to roll. And you can hear Paula's voice go, "Saf, Ryan," and it just goes longer and longer until it fades away. And as you both begin to fall, boom, everything goes black for a bit. And then you come to, and as you come to, you feel a hand on your shoulder and you realize that Ryan has been shaking your shoulder. "Steph, you alright?" And you can see he has a bit of blood on the side of his face trickling down from his forehead. "Oh, thank God. I thought I lost you."
Ah, fuck, dude, my shoulder, dick.
And then he looks around. I think we fell down a hole. And that is when you take in your surroundings and it is dark. And you look around. You are in the middle of what seems to be a cavern. Circular, and before you can see there are a couple of tunnels arcing away from you. And droop, 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 drips of liquid from the ceiling high above you, from the stalactites down into permanent puddles of liquid all around you. And you're just looking around the space and you're like, where the fuck am I?
Yeah. Where the fuck am I?
Yeah. And as you say that, the camera pulls back and it weaves through one of the tunnels, opens up into another cavern, then down another tunnel, arcing higher up and higher up. And then it emerges into another smaller cavern. And there you see another tunnel heading upward in a diagonal slope up. And here you see scratches along the wall, deep grooves carved into it as if by claws, and other various symbols painted, permanent stains along the wall. And standing there is Lisa, looking up, looking at one of the claw marks along the wall and at all of the symbols around. And she does not have her usual smile on her face. Her expression is somber and serious, her lips pressed into a thin line. And then she looks at one of the nearby claw mark along the wall, and then she reaches out slowly and puts her hands on it almost affectionately. And then she goes, soon. Soon. And then the camera pulls away from Lisa, goes up this diagonal tunnel that gets brighter and brighter as it reaches the surface. As it does, you see marked along the side of the wall are blood, some of them peeling as if latex, the way dried blood does when it gets dry and begins to peel. But intermingled with it are darker coagulated stains of real blood. And then the camera pulls out of that cave and pulls back into a clearing with a bit of garbage left here and there. And it is the same cave where Leon shot his death scene, where he was pulled away. And we're gonna end this session right here. Whew. All right.
Oh.
That went on way longer than I expected. Sorry for that, but all of these things need to happen.
I've
Even me
fallen into
inside
a hole.
Blockbuster.
Yeah, well, that one was a bit of a wild card. So yeah, you place yourself there. So rest easy, Myth, knowing that you had control over your destiny for that session.
Okay.
But
I don't
yeah,
have to die.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going through Alien 1, Alien 2. Oh, Alien versus Predator. Ah.
but yes, thank you everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time for the finale of What Lurks at Creek Hollow. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.